So, welcome back. We rolled initiative last time, so we'll be going straight into combat. But a quick reminder for all, the party individually made their way to the pub, the Silent Dagger, on answering a leaflet or just turning up there randomly to try and find some work, either for money, for adventure, for whatever their individual purposes were. They bumped into another group who were also there for the call of work and were met by Vexlanth. Vex, who was a slightly shady looking character, fully covered face with a kind of plague mask, who invited you down both to either room as a test for your abilities to see whether you would be worthwhile hiring for further jobs. So you were given a room to enter into, this room that you're in here, and told that they, upon acquiring the pub, were told that there were some secret entrances that left the rooms, and were you able to find them and clear out whatever might be there. You did so. Found the door, the entrance mechanic at the back, fought off a swarm of spiders, just some basic spiders that nearly killed. Oh, it did take Von down. Von Van. Fucking hell, man. I can't even get your name right. I don't want to call you just Von.
I should have done the randomizer again, shouldn't I?
You should have. Von Van, it was right, I was right.
It
Von
was
Van,
right, yeah.
It was right. Von Van going down and then being raised. We had the glorious singing of Zaga, which we all have been thinking about all week. But yeah, upon opening the door, you saw the pathway supposedly that you were looking for, and Faber made her way down with Von Van and the halfling Corin. These are not going to mind. And as you were pushing through and trying to scrape down, if you remember, towards the end of this cavern, you'd seen two kind of candle flames that were lit, and you were kind of peering through. Noticed there was a lot of spider webs, and as you were clearing them, a large spider landed on Fabian's back and shot off away. As we kicked off initiative with some spiders in an alleyway. As we stand, we have Faywin, Corin, and Von Van in the alleyway. We have Zaga and Arta at the back, still in the house. And the doorway outside is here, just in case anybody shits their pants and wants to run away. So, if we don't have any questions, we shall roll straight in. Arta, you are up first.
So, what I would like to do, so I'm still sat in my chair. I'd like to stretch, and then I'd like to try and clear some dirt from underneath my fingernails.
Nice. It's fully reacting. It's good. Not holding anything. You're just gonna go for it.
I'm holding my hands so I can get rid of the dirt underneath my fingernails.
Nice. Good move. Luckily for me, I rolled very well. Peeking around the corner, if you were, Von Van, the three of you hear a scuttering as across the web starts to move and blend. And the corridor that you're in now is incredibly dusty, incredibly dark, and there is a mixture of, you can see now, cobwebs that are dusty and floating in the wind, and then some stronger ones that kind of envelop the walls and the ceiling, as you hear coming towards you the scuttering of two spiders. Hello. And my little boys. Hello. They look little on here, but if we compare them to the size of you, these things, and you felt one fall on you, Faywin, they're almost like half the size of a human body. Corin, for you, these things aren't too smaller, like too much smaller than you.
Could he ride one, like as a mount?
He probably couldn't. But I mean, if you wanted to try and, Von Van likes talking to beasts. If you want to try and communicate with the spider again, go for it. But no, still could.
Would you let my body ride you?
Excuse me, can we just hold this for a second? I'd just like to see if I can ride you. And then let me get this other thing.
How do you feel about a saddle?
You probably could ride it, you know. I think you should definitely try. So let me get my spider stats. My webpage closed. And yes, you hear coming towards you the sound of a creepy spider. I haven't got blue tack on them, so you'll have to imagine that they're running up the walls. towards you. And Faywin, you see one come in from the left-hand side, and it's going to try and bite you.
Little bastard.
A little bastard. That is a 16 to hit. Does that hit?
Sorry, how do I know if it hits?
Is
Armor class.
it's 16 above your armor class?
Oh yeah, it hits. Oh, shit.
I know it is. I'm using a nice pink
I've been
dice
you,
for
sorry,
damage.
not the spider.
Oh, I rolled a 1 on damage. So it's 2 piercing damage you take from a spider's bite. Can you make a Constitution saving throw? So what you need to do is first take off that 2 points of damage, trying to survive that. And then can you roll a d20, and then on the left-hand side of your thing you should have saving throws. And
Yeah.
you get d20 plus your Constitution saving throw.
So 19 plus 2, 21.
Oh, fucking hell. Very nice. So
That's
you
it.
save. So as the bite comes in, you feel the poison start to try and make its way in. You manage to fight off the poison effect, and you take 5 points of poison damage.
So take that off my HP.
Take that off your HP as well. See, these things packing quite the punch. The next one is going to scuttle down past and take a bite at Corin, looking like the tasty little dinner that these things have been waiting for. That is a 16 as well.
That hits.
You take 5 points of piercing damage from the bite.
That's me down.
So you down, nice. So you
Do I hear this in the other room?
if you were bitten by a spider, Corin, how would you react?
Ah, you fucking bastard, yeah.
Okay, I heard that.
Cool. So as the bite goes in, Corin, you feel as you scream, ah, you fucking bastard! Jet. You go to pull away, and then you feel very quickly that your arms start to kind of stiffen up. The muscles start to stiffen up on your arms, your legs move, and as you kind of fall down like a statue in Volvan, you see Corin just kind of roll backwards as he was stood there. As he falls back, almost in a state, rolls onto his back, his arms and legs stuck in the air. You are stable, so you won't be needing to roll death saves. You get the feeling, Von, that whilst your eyes are moving within your body, you feel like you can't move, but maybe you're, I don't know, preparing to be something's dinner.
So that put me on 1 HP or 0.
No, you're still on 0, so you can still be healed, but you just don't need to roll death saves. And you're technically poisoned for an hour. Faywin, you are up.
I would like to, as a researcher, as part of my character,
Yep.
I would like to roll a nature roll, please, to recall lore of how to defeat such spiders.
Yep.
Is that allowed?
Yep, you can have a
Yes.
free check
Okay.
to understand what you
Please
might
could I do that?
remember. Yep, roll a nature check.
11.
11. With an 11, you get not a huge amount. These, as you look at them and as you feel you've taken a bite, you've seen Corin go down, you see the effects of him, you get the feel that these are, they display much of the characteristics of spiders, just very, very large. So like spiders that have been left and that have managed to grow well beyond that of a house spider, but actually looking at its mannerisms and its attacks and how the poisons worked, it looks just much like a normal venomous spider. You don't get any sense of weaknesses or any magical abilities. You're like, these just look like big fucking spiders, they act like big spiders. Okay, that's why they're hitting hard, because they're bigger.
Big bastards.
Big
Okay.
bastards.
Can I attack?
You can indeed.
I'd like to attack using my longbow.
So with your longbow, if you are attacking, do you have any feats that help the bow? I'm not sure you do.
I don't think so.
Okay, so with a ranged weapon, like a bow or any other thing that's ranged, I can't think of right now, you will have disadvantage if you strike at something that's 5 foot away from you. Mm-hmm. So anything from 10 on is fine. So you can attack with your longbow at this one in front of you, but actually both of them are within 5 foot. So you can roll it, but you have to roll at disadvantage. So rolling 2 d20s, taking the lower number.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled 3, but sorry, everybody. 13.
13 is your lowest. That's
Hang on. No. My lowest is 5.
Ah.
Your first two were 13 and 14. So,
Yeah.
One
I
of
rolled
them two, weren't it?
2 dice by accident.
And that's
So
fine.
The 5 came after the
The
13.
5 come after the 13 and the 14, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. So if you roll, I don't know how you did on there. I don't use the.
Thanks,
dice.
Oliver.
He's helping you. Don't tell him it's Harry's name. So
Thanks,
your
Hayden.
13 just hits as you step back enough from this thing and manage to fire an arrow down into the ground into the spider. Can you roll your damage, please?
I'll say her as well. That was just the basic roll as well. That weren't the boost.
Oh, weren't with any additions. Okay. Does it not? Yeah, I think it adds the additions, doesn't it? If you do it with your character.
No, because you done custom.
Oh.
I just-
Yeah, she's
did
not
the
clicking the
21.
buttons.
Yes. Okay. Cool. That's one to watch out for then.
Yeah, because you said do D20 and I can't see that on my thing.
If you click the weapon twice, it will do 2 rolls for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which might be the better way to do it because it adds all your pluses and stuff in there for you.
Yeah, it's the same with the saving one as well. Before you can click on the number
click on the
next to
button.
that.
Right.
Guys, super helpful.
Thank you so much, everybody. So with my longbow, I have a damage, and it's 1d8 plus 4, which is
Yep.
pierce. Do I need to click that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. 9.
9. Big. Hit, yeah, nice. Yeah, so you step back, you manage to get enough kind of tension on the bow at the short range, and step back, almost like up on one toe, fire down. You pin the spider into the ground as it screams out, and you see the back as it pierces its large butt area, the kind of green ooze that comes out of it that sizzles slightly against the web that's there. This spider looks pretty fucked up from that hit. Good job. You have movement, but if you are to move, you are likely to take attacks of opportunity unless you step sideways, but it's completely up to you. You can also run and take the chance.
No, I think is the little guy behind me still.
Yes,
Little
Corin
Corin.
is on the floor like upside down turtle, with like arms and legs, with a look on his face of the end of the word fuck, like fuck. And he's-
Okay.
You can see his little eyes moving around.
So sorry to laugh at your misfortune. So he's behind me though.
He's behind you, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay, cool. Nice. That is Corin. You are up, but you are technically paralyzed. So you can't do anything. Zaga, it is you next, and Von, you are after.
I turn to Arthur and I say, "Hey, did you hear that scream?"
Maybe there was like a ghost or something.
How far away from Corin am I?
About 10, 15 foot. He'll be 20 foot away from you.
20. So if I go in there, I can drag him back 10 feet.
Yes. Yeah, so if you're dragging someone, it takes double. You uses 2 lots of movement for 1 square. So yeah, if you went in 5, 10, 50, you could reach him from 15 foot actually. So 20, 25. Yeah, you could get him back to just behind Von Van.
Yeah, I will go in there and drag Corin back behind Bon Bon.
I kind of shake my eyes and thank you.
Yeah. What you have is, and as you're dragging him, he's literally not moving. So you manage to get into like his hood, and you're just like scooting him along the floor as his hands are just up. As he is dragged away,
is that other
he doesn't
spider
get...
in sight of me?
So,
I mean, can I see it from where I am?
You'll be able to see it on the floor, yes, but you're seeing it through two people. So you can see it, yes. Hitting it will be a little bit more difficult.
Well, I don't want to hit it because I am going to cast Vicious Mockery.
Yep.
And insult the furry little bitey piece of shit.
Yep.
By saying exactly that, you furry little bitey piece of shit.
Nice. What does
so it needs to roll a Wisdom DC.
A Wisdom saving throw. And this, oh, no, it's not that bad. I thought it'd be worse.
Vicious Mockery is not that bad.
No, I mean for the spider. I rolled a nat 20.
You have avoided my insult.
As a spider, it just looks back at you. No, there's no recognition. I don't know how to even act like a spider. I've only got once advice. Perfect.
Yeah, do I have any bonus actions?
Have a look. We've got time. Learn the characters now before it gets more difficult. Now try and kill you some more.
As a bonus action, I will also inspire.
Yep.
Bonbon in front of me.
Nice.
For 10 minutes.
Are you going to sing this?
With Bardic Inspiration.
With Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, no. I do a little jig behind him to inspire him.
I did a little jig. Perfect.
You put your left one in, your left one out, in, out,
like you're
in,
doing a
out,
jig
shake it
behind
all
me
about.
as well. So I can't even see you. But, you know.
just feel it with your elven perception.
I can sense you bouncing around behind me to give me some inspiration.
Sort of doing YMCA with little kobold arms.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. Cool. Van, you are up.
Okay, so with my exhaustion,
Yep.
what rules are we using for exhaustion?
We're using the 1D
ones on
playtest. So it's minus, for each level of exhaustion, you minus 1 of any ability or attack rolls. So any D20 roll, you take 1 off before you add any of your bonuses on.
Okay.
Or after.
So I am going to step into range. That's spider then, I guess.
Yep. Step up
And take a swing with my scimitar.
Nice. Spider's looking pretty fresh. He's feeling pretty good with himself after dodging that vicious mockery.
That is a 12.
12. 12
Yes.
does not hit. This is a
Fantastic.
wily little spider.
Carry on my usefulness in my scimitar.
As you swing down towards the spider, and it skittles up the... Like, as you swing down, you kind of forget that this is a spider, and it just backs itself up onto the wall as it rears its head up now, still within 5 foot of you. And as you you've dragged people out and see what's going on there, and Faywin, you've pinned down this first spider, you notice that a larger trembling, shall we say, is happening within the webbing as towards you comes a much larger beast. What does he have? So you hear the screech come from down the hallway, and the two little flames disappear slightly as you see almost like a draft created that swirls the dusty cobwebs towards you, as something skitters up around the side, and you see drop down in front of you a rather large big mama spider. This thing is looking pretty hungry. Ooh, and it does have. I think it's going to. No, it's going to do it anyway. It's going to go and try and bite you straight off. It's managed to catch you in the hallway before you've moved. I just rolled a natural 20.
Is it trying to bite me? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
And I know that hits, so this is going to be bad. I'd like to say I'm sorry, but I'm not. Tend to be. I like rolling natural 20s. So that hits you for 10 points of piercing damage. You still?
I'm long gone.
You are down. So this big spider. So if you imagine this little baby one's up on the wall, this big spider's jumped, and down goes Faywin, this large spider. And as you've missed with the scimitar, Von as well, you look back and go, fuck, this thing backs up. You see the swirl, get the like stale air smell that comes towards you. You turn, you see this giant spider with its fangs deep into Faywin's upper leg. As it leans back, it starts trying to drag the body underneath itself as it looks up towards you. Back round to the top.
Can I scream as I go down?
You can scream as you go down, yes. So yeah, those of you, and this is not a large corridor. It's like a very low ceiling. It's a secret passage out of the building. So the scream echoes forward and back, and yeah, definitely, Arta, you will hear it, and yeah, the blood-curdling scream carries far within this thing. In fact,
We've got another dead one. We're not going to win this fight. You're going to kill us in the second session, you pal.
I'm not going to kill you. My fault. You can't kill some spiders. There's spiders, isn't there? Arta, you're up.
I sigh and get up out of the chair.
See, let's revert. Who is killing who now? You're killing yourself.
What do you mean?
Is that it? You just get out of the chair?
Oh no, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna sigh and head towards the fighting.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I have to plug my headset in. How close can I get to the fighting, considering I was sat down to begin with?
You
Well, I have half movement because I was technically not stood up.
You'll be squeezing, so you'll be getting alongside Zyga in the mouth.
Okay. I'll get there. Can I see the spider next to Jim?
You can see it again, trying to hit it. You can see that the Von-Von's face squaring up against something, but yeah, it's up on the wall behind.
I cast Toll the Dead.
Toll the Dead.
Wisdom save, please.
Wisdom save for my little spider boy. That's only a 5+, I think, so I'm assuming that's going to fail. +1, so 6.
Yeah, that's a fail. Is it hurt already or not?
It is not, thanks to Von missing with the...
So that's a 4 points of damage, please.
Nice. So yeah, Von, as you see the one on the wall and beside you, but your attention mainly being taken by this big beast on your right hand side. You hear
wait, hold on. Have you moved?
Crackling. No, I haven't. You would be.
Alright, I was very confused. I was like, is my stream lagging? What's going on?
You'd be there. It's a thin out corridor.
I'm going to have to save everyone again, aren't I? And that's my turn.
I roll my eyes.
The one action you've got. Okay, little spider is going to crawl across the wall. Can't pick you up. Put you on that bit there. And Von is going to go for you. It is dinner time for the spiders. That is not high. That is a 14.
That does not hit.
It does not hit. So you see this little, and this one, you as you're watching now, you're kind of getting the feeling there's the big spider and the like little babies coming around. You see it on the wall beside you. Manage to duck back before it manages to leap. It doesn't leap at you. It tries to reach you from the wall and misses there. But the one that is on the wall in front of you is also going to take a jump at you. That is a 2 on the dice. So I'm definitely sure that doesn't hit.
That most definitely does not.
I've used my 20s already, so that is their move. Faywin, you are down again. Much as you go down, and the fear of falling to 0 hit points, to feel your life stripping away. You then realise that actually, it's your body is just starting to stiffen up. You're becoming paralysed, but you can still move around. The pain is going away, almost like your body's been flooded with something to hold it. So you're not rolling death saves. But you cannot move where you are now. You can just see everything that's going on around you. Which is much the same for Corin, who is next. Zaga, you are up. Von on next.
Can I drag Corin to the spot behind me and then move forward and be next to Von?
You can. So you just want to drag him like behind through you, yeah?
Yeah, I just want to get him out of the doorway.
Yeah, cool. So you kind of throw him in the back there. 10, 20, 25. Yeah, you can get alongside. You can get alongside Von. to get a diagonal hit across the little spider. Or there's one on the... No, this would be the best one to go for. One on the wall is going to be kind of around the corner, so it'll be harder to hit, I suppose.
I'm actually going to cast one of my spells.
What?
Yeah, I've got something called Dissonant Whispers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of my choice within range can hear.
Nice.
Which will be the big spider, and the melody will be sig-a-sig.
Nice.
And with that, the big spider needs to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. It has nothing added to its wisdom. I rolled 10.
No save. It needs a 14. So now it will take 3d6 of psychic damage.
Nice.
It will also be forced to use its reaction and run as far away from me as it possibly can.
Nice. That is very good use of spell. I had this come up. This is one that I had to use as well. And I was like, fuck. Nice. Roll your damage.
Damage will be 15.
15. Jesus. Big
From the little kobold bard.
So you hear now as well the spider hiss, like a defensive hiss from the spider. Imagine the front legs come up as it was over the body. Faven hisses, and you see it skitter up to its left, around the wall, onto the roof, and disappear back as far as it can get. That is its full movement. It can climb as well, so it gets its way all the way to the back of the corridor.
Yeah. No bonus action this turn because I believe Bonbon is still inspired. Even if he doesn't know it.
Oh yeah, okay, if you didn't use it, yeah. Even if he doesn't know it. Von Van, you are up. You have 2 babies in front of you. One looking rather weak. The one on the wall you can see now is bleeding. A green kind of like pus that's coming out against the wall. And the one obviously it's got like a bit of like necrotic burn across the back of it.
Okay, I'm gonna go the one that's on the wall.
Yep.
With my scimitar again.
Yep.
And that is 18.
18 definitely hits.
And that is 6 damage.
6 damage. You slice this spider clean in half as it is dead, gone from the battlefield. Nice. You have movement or bonus actions?
I am going to. Do I do that? That might not be a smart move. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. The giant spider is up.
Well, can I move the other side of Saga, like into that gap in the corner? Can I pass
over
through
him?
that?
Yeah. Yeah, so you want to be in this
just
back corner here,
yeah? Yeah, just so like if other people want to get in for close range, they can do.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Remember the name.
Remember the name. Cool. So you have moved. The giant spider is up. It has run away with its reaction. It's back to his go. Just checking. Now, Dissonant Whispers doesn't have any lingering effects, does it?
No.
Not.
It's just that the spider had used its reaction until its next turn.
Yeah, cool. So its reaction's gone and it's run away. Cool. It is going to... So yeah, the spider runs away. You slice one, you step across, and you can see that you've got Faywin down on the floor in front of you. You know Corin's down. You've got this one smaller spider. As you kind of hear the spider at the end making noises again, the giant spider, as it echoes down the hallway, and you hear just the sound of quick wind moving towards you as a jet of Jizzy Web comes towards you for a 22.
That definitely hits.
Definitely hits. One creature. Is it only one creature? It's one creature, isn't it? Cool. So you... Oh, can you make a DC 12... DC 12. A strength check. You've got to beat 12.
Strength. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a 7.
7. You... this web, you you hear the sound but don't see the web comes out of the dark, hits you, and essentially sticks you to your spot. You are restrained. You can make a strength check to get out, or you can try and attack it to get yourself out, but you are currently webbed to the floor. And it's going to... That's its attack, though. How far can it move? Yeah, it's going to come up to try and get its prey. Yeah, it's going to come back up to the feet of Feywind to try and grab hold of its dinner. Back round to the top. Arta, you are up. You've seen the. You will be able to see that. Yeah, as you step in, you've got the kobold in front of you. As it gets hit with this web that cut like its entire bottom half of its body is stuck to the floor. Something else that you haven't seen is obviously down this corridor fighting.
What do I want to do? I'm going to stay where I am. I'm not going to move.
Yeah.
And with a yawn, I'm going to cast Toll of the Dead again.
Nice. This one that you can see has been hit. Oh, it's a wisdom saving.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was waiting. You were
I was
waiting on me, and I was waiting on you.
Yeah, that's a 10.
Fail.
Fail. That's
1d12.
This
12
spider has been hit.
That's a 3. I should have just whacked it with my warhammer.
Nice. As more of its body starts to turn out, you see that one of its legs now is not got grip. It slips a little on the wall where it is and scuds itself down to the floor to get some safety.
Then,
yep.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to move myself to the front triumphantly. So I'm going to go in between Zaga and the what's her face?
What's her face? Fabian.
And I'm just going to kind of stand there with my shield out, just kind of looking, like pretending to be the hero.
Okay, nice. Can you start stretching?
And then I'm going to yawn in my turn.
Extra yawn. Interactive object. No, it's not. Cool. The little spider is up next. The one you're just trying to fuck up. So he's going to try and repay the favour. That is a... I don't think it's in here. It's a 9 plus. That is a 12. That is to you, Arta.
Miss.
Miss. So this little spider's there tries to bite into you and just it just gets itself some armour. A nice little mouthful of armour.
I'll put a shit-eating grin on.
As that is its go. It's not going to try and get anywhere else for fear of death. Our two poisoned, paralysed foes are still on the ground, eyes moving. Anything the paralysed people want to try and mumble out, closed mouth, or are we happy just to roll our eyes?
So we can mumble to please help. Just really
I thought
weakly.
Faywin was going to ask to see the spider's manager.
I think the big mama was the manager, wasn't she?
Yeah, definitely.
Zigazigada.
Yeah.
So I think you
I'm
had it.
just imagining the big spider having like one of those haircuts now.
Yeah, big spiders. Just got that. A little,
Bleached blonde hair
Yeah.
on top of the spider.
Ruined spiders.
Come really, really obviously.
Glasses under the nose.
Zaga,
I got
you are up.
what's it, remember the emo kids back in the day that had a comb on their hair, back comb their hair? That's what the spider's got. For no apparent reason.
Yeah, it's been left in there. It's found it for a dead body. Zaga, you are up. You are essentially webbed to the floor. You can break yourself out with a strength check. You can attack the webbing to get yourself free.
I'm going to do neither. I'm going to insult the little spider again.
You can assault the little spider again. Oh, the poor little spider.
Yep, with my vicious mockery.
Yep.
Tell it it's half as fucking dangerous as his mama over there. Little mama's boy.
That's a wisdom save again, isn't it? That is a that's a 13.
Doesn't save.
Doesn't save. Is that that takes damage as well, right? And then
4 points of psychic.
4 points of psychic as you see the little. Remember that little animated spider they made to make spiders look cute, and they had the really big eyes. As you cast your viscerous mockery and shout down to this poor little spider, as it looks around to you, its eyes just quiver as it just gives up all life and dies in front of your eyes. It stops moving. You cut it so deep that its heart just gave out. You mean bastard. But yeah, that was enough to kill him. Poor little spider. Mama Spider is not looking happy here. Von Van, you are up. You have Zaga webbed to the floor next to you. You have Arthur in front, and the big old spider is on its way back.
Have I got any way to drag Faywin back through down the corridor?
That would be difficult, I think.
I've got really long hair. He could drag me by my hair.
You are small. Yeah, well, he can grab you, but you're only going. So you're going to be 10, 15. So you're only going to get really back to where you are. So you go forward and then you go 10, 15, 20, 25. So yeah, so you're only going to get. You're going to be stuck in this space because there's so many of you in this small corridor.
Is there
so
any
way
way
pull her into the space next to you and Arta, between you and Arta, or you can pull her into your space and step forward.
That's what I think. Can I do that?
Yeah. So you get your hands on Faywin's hair, as she asked so kindly. Oh God! All the tails getting in the way, and you drag Faywin into the corner.
Now Faywin's got that haircut.
Yeah. Spider bites hair. Faywin is. You kind of drag it into the corner, prop up against the corner, and stand in front to kind of guard the body.
So is that a bonus action, right?
No, that's just your movement.
That's my actual action.
Yeah. No, it's just your movement.
Well, that's your movement.
Oh, just my movement.
Yeah, because you only use double your movement to drag someone, so yeah.
Okay.
It's not, and it's not like you're dragging something heavy, it's just a person, so yeah, it's fine.
I am going to. Is that a waste?
Do something cool.
I'm gonna cast Frostbite on it.
Cast Frostbite. Nice.
So you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Can you not stop looking at
You're casting me on it?
That's not your name. Oh, that's a 2.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
That definitely hits.
Right, so it's 1d6 of damage, and you have disadvantage on your next attack.
Oh, how lovely.
And that's a 6 as well.
Nice bit of damage. 6. What was it called? Frostbite.
Frostbite.
Yeah, so how does Von Van cast Frostbite? What does it look like? Where does it come from? How do you manifest your magic?
I guess I kind of manifest a ball of water. As I fire it off, that's when it freezes on the way and hits them and explodes.
Nice.
Exactly, full subject.
Nice. You see, this like ice ball form and Von fires out the first time that you'd have seen him do magic, I assume. This spider takes the hit, and you see the back of the hairs on the spider's body all freeze and go brittle. You can just see how disgusting and hairy this beast really is, with its nice now frozen mohawk, making it look like it's got blonde frosted tips like a Karen. And it is now the spider's turn. That is very annoyingly done. It's still going to come forward though, because you've taken its dinner. Arto, you look like the biggest, tastiest morsel there. So this big mama spider's going to come out disadvantage.
Yeah, I do.
12, that's a 9, that's 14.
14 is a miss.
That's a miss, as again this spider comes forward, shakes the frost off and tries to find purchase, just bite into you somewhere, but you are covered strategically with your...
Once again, my shitting grin somehow gets bigger.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it?
What would it have been if you didn't have disadvantage?
A little, 3 more.
3 more would have hit.
Nice one, buddy.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice. And Alta, you are up back around the top of the round. The spider is right in your face, trying to find a way to get into your armor and gobble you up.
I stick my hand out. And once again, my eyes turn black. And I cast Inflict Wounds.
Oh. This spider doesn't. Is that save as well?
Really... Nope,
No.
it's an attack roll.
That's
It's
just
a melee attack
Oh,
roll.
it's a melee attack. Okay.
And that is a 14 to hit.
40. Meets it, beats it. You hit as you
I
grab
don't-
into the spiders. I'm assuming like grabbing it by the fur in its head.
Do I have enough d10s here?
How many do you
The
need?
spider is looking weak.
It's 3d10.
For just a melee attack. Jesus.
It's a spell.
It's a melee
I've used
spell.
all my spell
Yeah.
slots, so no rezzing anyone.
Yeah. Melee spells. Oh, inflict wounds when it hits. It's fucking painful.
Have 3. That is... Oh, it's not that much, actually. It's only 8 points of damage.
8 points
At
of
30.
damage, though, is enough as you reach down onto this spider, grab into its fur, almost like gripping it as if you're trying to squish its skull. You release the spell into it, and you see the spider just scream and squirm under your hand. It's almost like you've got hold of it to the point where it's wiggling under your hand, and then it just goes limp and falls poof, to the ground in front of you. As the spider is dead.
I turn around and I bow.
As he does that, I'm still mocking the spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, he raised a couple of little bitches. Piece of shit spider.
Just throwing out as you're trying to just wick yourself out of this webbing that's around your feet that you can break out of. But well, we are out of initiative. Congratulations, you killed the spiders. 2 of your crew are currently paralyzed.
Am I allowed to? Can I think, or am I passed out at this point?
No, you can think. So it is essentially you are 0 hit points, but you're paralyzed. You are not dying. You're just being held in a state where you can see, but yeah, your body's frozen. Essentially, you can imagine, as you know with spiders, they were likely going to wrap you up and eat your insides at some point.
Brilliant.
Mm.
So while all of this is going on, can I have, because we're obviously poison, can I go through my knowledge bank in my head and work out what like an antidote for spider poison is?
You roll a medicine check.
17.
17.
I did first aid at Elf Boot.
Your first aider.
Yeah,
Got a,
I've got a high vis.
got a high vis in your pocket. Let me just check to see. So,
I go back to my chair while this is happening. And continue picking gunk out from my nails.
Nice.
How
Imagine
gunky.
you now got a bit of spider fur in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got spider fur in it because I did Hand of the Dead or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Inflict wounds.
Inflict
It's like
wounds.
it's a necrotic spell.
So you know that this sort of when a spider is going to eat its prey, it wants to keep it alive to a point. So this is just like a short-term I was going to say paralytic, but that doesn't sound like the right word. But
Paralysis.
yeah. So you know that you will likely recover from this at some point, but you know that as well. But it's taking you down, so you're not feeling great in your body either. So it's keeping you just alive. So you will need to be healed, but the paralysis will wear off over time.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
If the paralysis wears off, you might find with your injuries you're then more fucked, because this injecting is kind of keeping your body alive for them to eat you later in a state where you're weakened. If that thing that's keeping you alive and paralyzed disappears, then you are likely to go back to death saves.
Okay.
Since Art is going to sit down, I'll turn to Wonton and say, "Hey, Wonton, why don't we check out that door at the end of the corridor while these two take a nap?"
It's Von Van. Yes. Yeah, let's go to the end of the corridor.
Cool. So you're going to drag the bodies in?
Back into the room, yeah. Yeah, back to the room.
Alright, fine. You can do that. I'm leaving them where they were.
Okay, cool.
I'm in my chair and I see them come in and then start walking off. I'm going to stabilize them if that hasn't happened already.
Yes, you can stabilize them there. So the paralytic is going to wear off over time. And
yeah, I was going to ask you if we have to wait for that to finish. Before
I'll do it. I'll keep sitting until they're no longer paralyzed, and then I'll do it.
Okay. So Arthur goes to watch, sat in his chair, picking his fingernails, watching the two of them wiggle around, and you start to get little bits of movement here and there in your fingers, but there's still a bit of time to go on the paralytic. But they will need healing as well, as you get 0 health points. Cool. So you two want to go down to the end of the corridor? You're just walking down the end. It's very still very. Whilst the spiders have come through, there's still a shit ton of webs and stuff there. So it is a bit of a trek as you're walking down.
But we can't see, right? Because it's dim light and we've got dark vision.
It's dim light, so you can see in front of you working, so you can see, you can see that it's a corridor and there's the thing there, and you can see that it goes dark at the end where there's those two little candle flames towards the end. So the candle flames are like right back towards the edge, so you can see that towards that area it's a little bit more lit, and that's where you can see that it goes dark, so there's either a wall there or a door or something at the end of this corridor.
Yeah, let's go investigate that.
Cool. So you walk down the corridor, and as you walk down, Von, you feel like as you step, something click. Can you both roll Constitution saves, please?
Oh, fantastic.
That is a 4.
A 4.
That is a 15.
15, nice. You hearing the click, you instinctively jump back, not knowing what's going on. As you jump back, Zaga, you turn around to see like what the hell, and as he jumps back, you hear as the corridor just lights up with this like almost like an electric, almost like a Newton's ball across the middle of the floor. You take 2 points of damage, thunder damage, and you hear the sound just echo down. It's like, whack, rings out in your ears. Von, you only take 1 point of damage from that as you stepped on a trap, but managed to save yourself from it. That was at the start. Carrying on forward down.
Okay, can we do a bit of investigation to see if we can notice any more traps in the corridor?
Just investigation of traps in the corridor. That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe.
Roll an investigation check.
That is an 8.
An 8. Nice.
Yes.
Zaka, would you be investigating or just recovering from being mildly electrocuted there?
I'd be pissed off, but I'd probably be looking closer to the floor than Bolivon.
Give me a investigation check.
Is a 23.
Wow. 23, nice. Yes, the pissed off part of your brain really kicks into the investigation, and as you're looking down, and straight away you think that those two oddly constant lit candles might be a bit of a problem as you're coming up. And as you get closer toward them, you're looking out and you notice about 10-15 foot in front of you that one of the pavement slabs in the middle is slightly raised compared to...
Don't slap on this one. Be careful of those fucking candles.
So you step round, and it's easy enough to step round, it's only one plate. And when you look, it looks very much like the floor. So if you imagine the floor is made up of just like larger tiles or stone slabs, then when you're looking now, you're like, okay, cool. When you clear a bit of the dust, you can see where there was one that was clearly raised and where there was a pressure or something there. As you get up and you get closer look, you can see in front of you, there is a door. You are up to the front, and to the side, each of those sides, you can see those candles. Those candles are actually on the ends of two nipples, two longer nipples that are just poking out, and the flame is constantly lit, and you get the smell from it. It smells like, there's something like it's almost like a gas or something that's piping through to keep these things lit at a low level. And you wonder that if you set off that trap, that I'm sure those low level fires will turn into something a little bit more dangerous. But there's a door in front of you.
I try and open the door.
Cool. Give me a strength check. As you try and move the door, it doesn't move for start, but give me a strength check.
Is a 17.
17, nice. So you try and find a weak point on there, and you.
Sorry, I rolled a fucking strength saving throw. Does it matter?
You have the same. You have the same boost either way, didn't you? So.
Yeah, I do.
It would be yeah, cool. So yeah, you look for the weak points on the door and ram in just where you can see that the latch is there, and the door moves a little bit, but then kind of resettles back, and you get the feeling that that something on the other side of this door must need to be released as well. You give it another shove, and it moves a little bit, and you think, okay, hang on, and also kind of rolling that investigation check on if this door was blocked by some sort of latch and containment. Maybe the other side door has a similar sort of contraption. So it doesn't budge from where it is, but you've cleared through the tunnel. Let me give you 2 seconds.
The 2 lights.
Yep.
How high up are they?
They're like just below your head height. So it's like your kind of shoulder height, but almost just above Zaga's head. Not quite mid, but almost mid of the wall.
Okay.
Cool. So you can, and if you want, you can take an investigation, a closer look at these if you want to try and do something with them or disarm them, or you can leave them where they are. Zaga, as you knock the door and you move around, you see down on the floor as well is a small little parcel, like something that's been like loose wrapped in a thicker material, almost like a thin leather. It's been wrapped up and tied round, and it's just a little parcel that's sat by the door.
I will pick it up and open it. Ooh, a present.
It explodes. No, it doesn't. Cool. So you open up and you go through and you see in there that there's a bag, and also alongside the bag there is a and it's like a kind of like a satchel, and then there's a pair of goggles as well.
Oh, I'm gonna look cool as shit wearing these. I put on the goggles.
Sweet.
Is there anything more useful in that bag?
What do you mean? These are cool as fuck.
No, so you have the small bag and you have the goggles. You should put the goggles on. You don't notice. Yeah. You don't notice. You just look cool. You don't really notice anything happening. But yeah, they're like pretty sweet looking goggles.
And the bag's empty otherwise.
So you open the bag, and what you notice is you put your hand inside the bag. Your hand goes into the bag, and then it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And then you're like, what? What the f? And you realise this is a magical bag that clearly is like a Mary Poppins-esque, has no bottom, or if it does have a bottom, it's way bigger than the bag that you're looking at yourself.
Ooh, we have a legend about things like this back on Draca. We would say it's like a TARDIS.
A TARDIS?
It's bigger on the inside.
So what you're saying is climb into the bag?
I mean, I probably could. You want to carry me?
I mean, there's no other way through. There's no way forward. This door is not budging.
Can we put the door in the bag?
Put the door in the bag. So as you open up the bag, so it's a bit like it's like a sorry, not satchel. It's not like a messenger bag. You know, like a side thing. So the opening.
Well, I'm going to keep this magical bag. I'm just trying to decide if there's anything cool I can do with it with this door.
Mm-hmm.
How wide is it? How big is the opening?
About 2 foot.
That's
So
not
not huge, no.
No, I'm content with my magical bag and sweet fucking goggles.
Nice. So you grab your bag, and you clear it, and as you look around there, there's not much else there. This bag was left there in front of this door. You can't seem to get into the door where you are, and there's nothing else you can see around. You've got the 2 trapped, wherever they are, nipples of fire, which you can do stuff with if you want to do, or just dodge the button on the way out.
Do we try and activate the flames while laying on the ground and hoping it doesn't actually hit us on the ground? That's what I'm thinking right now.
I lie, Weaver. Sorry, when you put those goggles on, you, whilst they look cool, and they're a bit like, you know, in The Watchmen, night owls, kind of like glasses. They've got like little peaks up at the side. Like a really
sweet,
fancy pair. But as you look back down, you're like, oh, look cool as fuck. You realise that you can see clearer to a much greater distance in this. You had dark vision anyway, so you can see in dim light. But it like cuts off. I think cuts off like, what was it? Have you got 60 foot?
Something like that.
30 foot, yeah. So, but you could, as you're looking, you're like, oh, it looks. These like make things a little bit clearer at night time. So it's like, that's sweet.
With these goggles on, do I notice anything else down the corridor now that I wouldn't have seen before?
No. As you look in the corridor, it looks exactly the same. It was a corridor. You had the trap that you've set off. You've got the other one there that you dodged, and this door seems to be locked from some way. But you've found a passage. About this time, the two of you that are paralysed will start to get a bit more movement in your La Fingres. And you hear a tap on the door, Arta, as the door opens, and it is Vexland pops head in and just says, "Hi guys, how are we getting on?"
Oh, have you come with beer?
The beer is
we promised beer.
The beer is upstairs. If we have completed, and she looks around and goes, "How are these two doing?"
I'm groaning on the floor.
I think they've been better, but I mean, they're probably just sleeping it off. It's fine.
Okay, so what did we have? I see, and she starts going round, just checking what you've done and what you found. Like, okay, nice. She'll lean down to you two on the floor, and you both get 5 points of HP as she lays her hands down on you, and you feel some heal go into your body. So Corin and Faywin, you both get 5 points of HP as you are getting the kind of life back, your joints coming back to use, but you have to force and move them. She then pumps you with a little bit of healing, which makes you feel a lot better, but you're still feeling rough as hell as she dots around.
Gee, thanks. That was horrible there.
Well, it looks like you guys did well, and she looks down into the corridor and was like, oh, I see had a bit of a pest problem in there, did we?
Pest problem? There's big fucking spiders down there.
Well, yes, they would be considered pests, wouldn't they? Okay.
Have you hired us as exterminators? Is that what it's?
No, we really just wanted to see if we could, find the passages out of the building, and we did fear that they may have been, I don't know, maybe trapped or bugged in some way. So that's why we offered it a job. And you guys.
Let me guess.
Well.
Bugged. Oh, that's a fine job there, bugged.
Well, bugged. That was poor turn of phrase. Clearly, if you guys have nearly, I don't know, died to these spiders, but you seem to have done an okay job. Did the other two die?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. So I think you said that we can get their reward?
I actually specifically said you couldn't get the reward.
No.
Yes.
You must be misremembering.
That's exactly.
At that point, I looked really shocked, like looking around at Arta. Like, they died? Because I've been paranoid, right? I couldn't see anything.
No, they're not there with you.
And then I started
Zoom and Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, no, they're gone.
I start crying, clutching my bow.
Did the spiders get them too, then? That's a shame.
I mean, you shouldn't. I don't think you should get a bowstring wet. You should put the bow down if you're gonna, tear it.
As he's doing this, can I come around the corner and say, "Hey, look at my sweet fucking goggles"?
Yeah, you can.
As he does that, I go like proper over enthusiastic. Oh my god, he's alive! And I'll do a performance check if you want me to on that one.
You can do a performance or a deception if you want.
I'm gonna do. Then the same. I'm just gonna go performance because I think it's like I'm gonna do very sort of camp. He's behind you, sort of thing.
I like it.
That's a 7.
7, nice. Fabian, you notice the very fake performance going on from Marta there. So and then you see as you've come around the corner as well, you see Vex stood there, and she's like, so not dead. This is good. And goggles, I see.
Hell yeah, they made me look cool as shit.
Where do you get them goggles there, Zaga?
Don't worry about it.
And if you come around the corner and you start walking into the room, which is more well lit, you find that they become very bright. Imagine the opposite of when you need to put sunglasses on.
Shit! My eyes! I take the goggles off and throw them on the ground.
Yeah, pick up the goggles.
Nice. Cool.
Does he do it stealthily so I don't notice while I'm blinded, or?
If you want, are you going to try and just swipe him quickly when no one's looking?
Oh, why not?
Why not? What sleight of hand?
That would be a 26.
26. Against your passive perception, that's easily going to.
Yeah, I'm still rubbing my eyes through the blinding.
As you pick them up. Yes, if you wanted to, Corin, you can add to your inventory the Goggles of Night. You've now got dark vision.
I've stuffed my cool bag in my backpack, though.
Yeah, nice. Oh, lovely. Well, I mean, suppose fine as keepers. You did the job. You cleared it out. Any problems in the hallway itself, or will we clear all the way through?
There's a couple of traps.
Yes.
Just watch your foot in.
Okay, no, that's good. Yeah, the other team had the same thing. Didn't have any spiders though, just mainly traps. But that's good. You all survived. Very well done.
So we get hazard pay.
Well, I mean, yes, the whole job was essentially paid to clear a hazard. So, if you want to deem it as hazard pay, you can deem it as hazard pay.
So I look up at her and I ask, because I'm thinking about that horrible bugbear bastard from the bar.
Yep.
And I ask, how did the other group get on?
They've actually been upstairs enjoying the free ale for a little while now. That's why I just came down to check how you guys were getting on. I was actually kind of.
Well, we finished like 25 minutes ago, but these guys were taking a nap and we didn't want to disturb them.
Oh, okay. You're taking interesting. Well, no, that's good to see, and you've cleared out. And she's like peeking down and sees the spiders, sees the sides of the giant spiders. I was like, you seem to be able to handle yourself, which is good. Did you get any luck clearing through to the other side? We believed this pathway to make it through to one of the warehouses in Beer Point, but we haven't an idea which one yet.
We couldn't get that door to budge, but apart from that, it's clear.
Okay. No, that sounds good. Well, here's your gold. And she goes around and gives you all like a very small little pouch with 25 gold each on it. 25 or 20? 20.
I take them out one by one and count them.
Nice. It's 25 gold.
I just noticed that the goggles are no longer on the floor. Hey, where did my sweet fucking goggles go?
Something for you guys to talk between yourselves. So if you would like to make your way upstairs after sorting the goggles, the Marcus upstairs will sort you guys out with your ale for the evening, and we'll throw in some food. It seems like both teams have done quite a good job, so if you are interested in working for my employer, I'm sure we can arrange some more work for you.
I look around at the group. I'm like, oh shit, I'm down. I need money for my travels.
Oh, I could do with some refreshments.
What did he say? Do we have subtitles?
I said we could do with some refreshments. Drinks, food, you know.
I need a fucking translator.
I think he said
good
he
for
just
some
peed
food
himself.
and drink. All that, yeah.
He said it very, very slowly, so that's what I heard.
Brilliant. Cool. So
Okay,
you guys...
Big Red, the Elk twins, and little guy. Let's do this.
You said the Elk twins.
Yeah, I stole quite figured out.
You're getting there. I like it.
I heard something and it sounded like elk.
Sweet. So you make your way.
The elk twins.
Make your way back upstairs, back to the inn. And as you get up to the top stairs, back to the bar. Let's say.
I was to say, on the way up, I kind of mutter under breath. Obnoxious prick is going to be drinking even more up there.
And that is what you find when you make your way up stairs. You get into the bar. The bar is a little busier than it was before, which is nice. As you, it was, what did we say? It was about 9 o'clock. So you're probably talking it's like 10, 11, getting into the evening. The pub is rather busy, which is nice. And yeah, that table is raucously drunk. You can see the sorry, that's my thing. The tiefling there is leading around, slapping people on the back. She's like, hey, what a fucking team, eh? We got this shit going. The bugbear is fully shit-faced, barely staying on his stool. And yeah, there's a few others knocking around within the pub, but everyone seems to be having a decent time having a beer or so. As you guys walk through, they barely actually, barely anyone turns to clock you guys coming in. It's that level of joyous drunk inn that yeah, a few new people walking in and out, it doesn't really sway the attention of anybody.
Is anybody occupying the entertainment corner?
No one is occupying the entertainment corner.
I make my way to the bar to Marcus and ask how much I can get paid for a repeat performance.
And Marcus like, oh, well, I can't pay you again, not twice in one night. But I mean, you're more than welcome to try and make money from the people that are here.
I will do that. I'll get set up while the others decide what they're doing.
So, just for you guys as well as you're in, you have, as part of the deal for that job, you have a bit of free food and free beer here for the evening. You don't, unless otherwise you were staying elsewhere, have any accommodation for the night. This inn can put you up, but you'd have to deal with Marcus there, or you could find other accommodation if you'd like to trope out somewhere else into Redvant. But yeah, that is your kind of order event for the evening. Is there's some beer here, you can go out into the town, but it's getting late, or you try and find yourself somewhere to stay for the evening.
I order my... Oh, you go first.
So I'm going to go up to Marcus and ask if the other group are staying at the inn tonight.
Mark's like, oh no, these guys have been around a bit. I think they're staying at one of the other inns back in the middle of town. But no, we've.
In that case, I'm going to ask for a room at the inn.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. We can. We would love to do your room. You want just the one night for now, or you want to take a few more days on?
Just the one night for now.
Oh, you tease. And these aren't. This isn't, as you said, they're like putting it all together. At the moment, it's not the nicest conditions, but it definitely is sleepable. And he lets you know it will cost you 1 silver per night of stay.
So while Van goes up to the bar, I turn to Corin, and I'm kind of like clutching my arm because I still feel awful from the spiders. And I ask, like, are you okay? And I look at the clock and I say, I didn't realise how long we were out for.
No, I feel terrible. My arm's all stiff and I feel a bit sick there. I think we must have been out quite a while.
Do you know
how about you
tonight? Because I thought I'd have time to find somewhere, but you know, I really don't think that I can travel much further. I need somewhere to rest.
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. It's going on a bit. What time is it? Roughly?
So it's probably about 11:30 p.m.
Way past my bedtime.
I'm sure they'll be able to put us up here. I think I'll probably just stay here tonight. How about you?
Yeah, if they've got places, then I guess it's... I'm just a bit worried there might be more spiders upstairs, downstairs, wherever the rooms are in this shithole.
Well, I'm sure they're not going to be as big as they were down there. I mean, there are some pretty big fucking spiders. I'm sure they'll have somewhere for us to stay here. There's no point trying to look elsewhere now.
this point I head back over and say about that they have got rooms here.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Phil. They do have rooms.
I'm staying here tonight as well, so yeah, I think it's best that you two get some rest.
Yeah, I could do with a bit of food and a drink, and I'll listen to Zaga there for a bit, and I think rest sounds like a good idea.
I'm just nodding along at this point.
Nice. So you settle in the table. Yep.
Well, this is all. I'm also going to go to the bar.
Yep.
Hey! Still working?
Yeah, I mean, I'm working all the time.
Working hard or hardly working?
No,
And I like.
working hard. Yeah.
Okay. Can I get a room?
Get a room? Oh, there we go. I thought you were just coming as a small talk. Now you've made my day. Of course you can. You want the presidential suite or one of the standard ones?
Well, I've just come into a bit of money, you see, so one of the small ones.
That's perfect. I thought you might go for that. Yeah, no, we can put you up. It will be a 6. I forgot how much I said before. 1 silver.
1 silver.
1 silver.
Yeah, that's cool. That's perfect. Yeah, no, I was listening.
That's
Just as a separate thing,
Yeah.
can I get five ales for me and the adventurous crew over there?
I'll tell you what, you started
Point.
today. Not my favourite, but you're fast turning me around. What's your name?
What's your name?
My name's Marcus. I am the Indian.
Marvin. My name's Arthur.
Marvin. Going down on the score again. I'll sort you those ales out. Go and sit down.
No, that's fine. I'll
you're going to take there's no discount for table service.
Is I thought they were free.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is Van Gogh still at the bar?
Van Gogh?
I've headed back to the other two. Unless... I'm assuming you mean me.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, I do.
The V was the good one.
I was trying to think, has somebody cut their hair off?
Could be arranged. Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. I'll have them at the table.
Sweet.
I think there's going to be a show. And
So
then
you get-
I'll kind of wander off.
Sweet. So you get yourself, some rooms sorted. Zaga is sorting his performance, and you see a couple of the table that were there. Those guys carry on drinking. There's a few other locals and a few other of the tables are fill up now. A little bit of interest about Zaga setting up in the corner for his performance, shall we call it? As you get your ales delivered to the table and start knocking them back. Zaga, how much prep time you want it?
I think I'm about ready. I've been just checking the loot to see it's still, sounding good.
Yeah.
With that, I'll cough to get the attention of the people at the bar.
Yep.
I cast not prestidigitation, thaumaturgy and cough as well.
I pat him on the back again.
Yeah. And as you get set up as well, the like midnight blue tiefling that we talked to you before, slings up, you're like, yeah, it's time for this boy. Let's go. Give us a performance. Give us a song, son. We're all celebrating tonight.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, these are traditional songs from my homeland. Tips are not required, but they are appreciated. And with that, I strum my lute and get into the first song. Oh, baby, baby, how was I supposed to know that something wasn't right here? Oh, baby, baby, I shouldn't have let you go. And now you're out of sight, yeah. Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now. Oh, because my loneliness is killing me, and I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time.
It's so painful. Can I have a performance check?
My beer was in
Please.
the air
Beer's in
swaying
the
the
air
entire
swaying.
time. I should take clear.
That was a 19.
19. Such an amazing tune with the lyrical genius of the young dragon, Britney Spears. People seem to pick up. They're getting into it, clapping along as you're there. You're not sure whether it's because the song's good or the beer's been flown. And for half the people in here, the beer's been flown for free. So, yeah, they're really enjoying it. Marcus looks over to you, gives you a little nod as he sees everyone around is up and drinking, spilling beer, which he knows means more beer will be poured, hopefully, to the ones that are paying, not just to you guys.
While he's up there singing it, I am using shape water on my own beer to make the water dance around the air, like Britney.
You're giving it big guns.
I've casted light on my on mine as well.
Nice.
Wait,
on your beer.
Yeah.
Nice.
On the on the jug.
Yep.
So it's just like a giant glow stick.
Yep. Brilliant.
I'm absolutely delighted, just clapping.
Just clapping along. It's
Yeah.
It's a useful skill. Marcus is very impressed. Can all of you, apart from Zaya, give me the perception checks, please, with disadvantage because it was such a good performance.
That is a 17.
17. Nice.
How do I do a disadvantage on it?
Okay, so you just roll twice and take the lower
Okay.
number.
That's 17 for me as well.
I rolled terribly, so that's a 6.
7.
Nice. So the two 17s, as you're making your water dance and you're going through, and you've got your light up in the air. You do notice during the performance a cloaked, like a fully cloaked figure. You don't get a good look. Just kind of just makes their way effortlessly through the people that are enjoying the song and dancing out, and ducks in past Marcus, who just gives him a nod and ducks downstairs. Look slightly taller than Vex, but in very similar garb to what she's wearing, very dark clothes. And you just catch that this new person's kind of danced in, and like I said, dance, not dance. They've just kind of light-footed their way through and just docked themselves downstairs.
I make no mention of it. I'm not bothered.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like glance towards the doorway, keep my eyes there for a bit, but then glance back.
Cool.
While all this is going on, and in between Zaga's verses, I take a nail up to him on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I toss him a gold coin, half for his performance and half partly because I took his goggles. He doesn't know, and partly because he drugged me out of the danger. I just say, a fantastic performance there, Zaga, and thanks for getting me out of trouble back there. I really appreciate it. Take this.
I don't understand the word he says, but I nod my head and thank him for the tip.
Nice. Do you go around to collect tips, or are you waiting for the tips to come to you?
I'm waiting for tips to come to me.
Nice.
Because I'm dancing, I'm going full out.
You go full out, so yeah.
You
You don't stop. Once it starts coming in, you got the beer now, you just down the hatch, go again, and you're in the songs, and everyone's getting into it. You just carry on drinking tonight. You notice in there. Throughout the night, I just rolled for this, you managed to amass from different songs 19 copper pieces. From patrons, they get drunker and drunker. Some of those can come in silver. There's no gold in there for sure, but yeah, people are throwing you your coppers here and there for keeping them entertained as they booze up. And you notice partway through, probably just after the midnight, about half an hour, 45 minutes after you two notice this guy comes in, you see Marcus go over to the table of those 5 and kind of sits down, says something to him. You can't hear with Zaga's performance going on, and they kind of all get up and make their way back down that corridor downstairs. Some of them looking a little bit more worse than others, but they all disappear off for about 30 to 45 minutes.
Do they take their beers with them?
And do
they pass nearby us?
They would pass. How far in? How close are we saying nearby is? Give me a range.
I mean, to be honest, they need. Well, would it be within 30 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Easily, yeah. It's not a very big bar.
So, as they kind of go past, I am going to use my shape water again on the bugbear's beer.
Yeah.
But I'm going to turn the beer like blood red.
Yeah.
Just change the colour of it to be completely blood red.
Okay. And are you doing this openly so that when he notices?
I'm
that
kind
you've
of
got him
like
to see?
wait until they're like not well. Where's our position on the table compared to the door?
So, to the door. So if the door, so say the door was directly behind, you've got a square set up. Door's in the middle of the room at the back. Your table was like almost in front of the door, and you've got about another 10 foot to the bar. Their table was to the left of your table. Zaga's performing in the back left, and the alleyway that they're walking down. So they've kind of got off their chair and they're walking not next to your table to walk around. They're walking past you guys. So if he's gonna see it and can notice, he's gonna be turning around and see what's going on. I just want to know if you're there. So when if he does notice, does turn around, that you want him to look at you, or you want it to be like, well, it's essentially.
I kind of want it to be not to him to note it. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on how drunk he is as well as to whether he notices the beer not being beer anymore.
Yeah. And you use shape water, right? So it just changes the colour? Or
yeah, it changes the colour for an hour.
Oh, okay. Cool. So yeah, he is drunk. I rolled 15 and 17 perception. So as he's walking up and he goes to just down it, to then like just dash the glass as he walks past it, and as he goes and puts it to his lips, he just sees it's red, drinks half it and then stops, and then like spins around, and he's essentially looking for someone that's trying to fuck with him as he's looking around. Are you trying to hide from his gaze or trying to?
I'm gonna try and hide.
Okay. He is very drunk. Can you roll a stealth check?
That is a 15.
15, yeah, more. So as he spins around, you see him spinning and looking. As he just looks at like the rest of the glass, just like dashes it on the bar, turns around, like wipes his face, and just carries on moving. You can see that he's got a bit of like red at the top of his lip, where he got half the jug down before. Looks around, just grunts. A bit of spit comes out, and he carries on walking down. You're trying to mess with him. Yeah, these guys lead themselves downstairs. Party carries on. Zaga keeps playing through.
I think I'm gonna do my last song of the evening.
Okay.
Thank you all for listening to my songs. My name is Zaga. Once again, tips are appreciated. This will be my last song of the night. I could stay awake just to hear you breathing. Watch you smile while you are sleeping. While you're far away and dreaming. I could spend my life in this sweet surrender. I could stay lost in this moment forever. Every moment spent with you is a moment I treasure. Don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. Because even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream will never do. I'd still miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss a thing. I finished the song and bow.
Roll a performance check. These guys.
I was waving my lantern in the air.
Yeah. That one was only an 11. I've had a bit too much out.
Had a bit too much out. You tried to like mount a bar stool to like really give it some emphasis, slip off it a little bit, wobbles as you go. You get a smattering of claps. A lot of the people in here now are properly shit-faced. And the crowd's starting to thin. It's getting super late now as you finish that. But yeah, it was a good set. Marcus is like, no, it's nice. Interesting last choice of song. A bit emotional, considering everyone is either asleep or out of their minds. But yeah, you can play it again anytime, Zaga.
Back home, that would be one that everyone would sing along to.
Yeah, that's really a problem though, isn't it? When you're here and nobody knows, you're gonna have to get the words out. Maybe we'll do. Maybe why don't you invest in some like lyric sheets, or sing something.
Maybe I can get some scrolls printed or something.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you probably have to pen them yourself. But yeah, anything you want. You want to come back again? I mean, I don't have to pay you, which is good. And these guys seem to like.
How about a free room for the night?
Oh, now you want a free room for the night? Wow. Okay.
I think it was worth it entertaining your patrons.
You did entertain the patrons. Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
With advantage, good. 23.
23. He's like, oh, go on then. I'm a softie for a slow ballad at the end there. You really got me. He's like, it's normally a silver a night, but you can have the first night on me. Don't tell the rest of them because I've charged them.
Oh no, I won't tell them shit.
Nice. And he starts packing up and clearing up as you guys are there. You see the other the other group don't emerge at all during that performance. They're down and gone. And just as it all starts to quiet down, Vex pops back upstairs, comes over to your table for those that are there, and just says, "So I've just been speaking to the man in charge, and he was impressed with your work. So I think we have some work for you tomorrow, if you would like it. Well, something that you can partake in when you want, but if you are staying nearby or staying here, we can discuss the terms in the morning." That's to open to your whole table.
Works for me.
I glance around the table for everyone else's response.
Sounds good. Hopefully I'll be feeling a bit better in the morning.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm very drunk and I'm just looking at my beer, just kind of swaying.
Yes. Well, I suggest, get a good night's rest. We'll discuss the terms in the morning, but like I said, it's not. Hopefully, it should be fairly simple. But yes, we're just thrashing out the details now. But come back. We'll catch you in the morning and go through the rest of the details. But yes, good work today. Congratulations. Surviving is always a good start, and it looks like we'll have a prosperous little relationship if we keep this up. She just turns and walks. She's not waiting for any graces from you.
Well, I've had enough for one night. I'm gonna go lay down.
I'm gonna see if there's any more rooms here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what he said.
And as Marcus comes over when he's like cleaning up the table, and almost as like in an attempt to move you on, he throws down the keys for the rooms. So there you go. Is everyone's rooms that they all wanted? If you wanted to make your way upstairs to the rooms, we can get the rest of this bar cleared up. If you're done here now, done. If you're moving.
I look around at everyone and I'm kind of like, so maybe I'll see you all again tomorrow.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I stumble with beer still in hand, not saying anything, and just kind of with picking up one of the keys and just kind of make my way to a room.
Nice.
I take a set keys and go to a room.
Hey, are you sharing a room?
What?
You elves, you sharing a room?
No, I have my own key.
We all have our own separate rooms.
No, okay. No sneaking around the corridor late at night.
You said we look like brother and sister earlier.
I mean, sometimes brothers and sisters do things they're not supposed to.
Well, elves don't. And I sort of flick my hair and then realise that it hurts because I got dragged by my hair earlier. Put my hand to my head and sort of sulk off to my room.
Nice. Perfect. Everyone individually makes their way in different states of inebriation to rooms, and the rooms are like very basic. Super basic actually. Some of them have a table, some of them have a drawer in there, but others don't. It's like a bed, and that's you're lucky if that's your lot. Some have even got a window, which is quite nice. You can see they're newly made up beds in different state of disrepair. Some of them look like they've been refurbed and just like kind of sanded down and reused. Might have been here before or not. Some of them might have been new, but yeah, it's a comfortable enough night's sleep to get a rest as you all sit down. If no one has
Will it be a long rest or a short rest?
It will be a long rest. So rest mechanics for this campaign will be a night's rest is a long rest as long as you are deemed to be in a safe environment. So within a settlement, a inn, a hotel, essentially not on the side of the road or in the middle of a forest, where that won't be achievable. But yeah, for this, very safe. You've got your own locked rooms, you've got nice amenities, so you can all take a long rest.
I fall asleep with my clothes on.
Nice. Classic.
So we're okay with HP.
Oh, there's a long rest button.
Yes, there's a long rest button. So if you press the long rest button, and then it will say confirm, and you do that, it should reset your spell slots and should reset your HP.
So it gets rid of the exhaustion as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've got to press it twice.
Oh yeah, I think it's confirm it, don't you? Sweet. Do you wake up, make your way downstairs slowly, and as you all come down to greet each other, you're there, and you see in the morning Marcus is not there working. There is so Marcus was kind of what would say, like late 30s, early 40s maybe. Looked a little bit tired, made him look a little bit older. And there this morning is a slightly younger woman who introduces herself as Evelyn. As you come down in the morning, and she sets you up, asks you what you want, and takes your orders, and sets you out different bricks of breakfast. Very continental style, continental medieval style. So chunks of meat, cheese, and bread available. With
so who's downstairs eating breakfast at the moment?
Me.
Yep, the Alps.
Alps. Alps.
The Alps and yourself.
Okay, I strike up conversation with the elf.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's up with you guys? What brought you here? Don't see many of your people around here.
I've got a mouthful of cheese, so Von Van can go first.
I just needed to get a bit of work. That's all.
Just some work?
Yeah. What brought you here?
Well, I finally left my island for the first time. I'm trying to track down something that somebody stole from me. Something very personal, a family heirloom.
Wow, what sort of heirloom is that?
Have you ever heard of a contraption called bagpipes?
I look really confused. Like, no, I don't think that I have.
They sound incredible. It's the instrument I'm most proficient in. I had a set passed down in my family. We called it Linda. And some fucking creature came to the island and seemed like it was really interested in my performances, but it stole my bagpipes.
That sounds awful.
So, I came here, and I guess I need to make some money and try and find rumors of where they've gone, and maybe make some friends to help me track them down and get them back.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. I mean, I'm only here because I'm looking really to test my skills and go on a bit of an adventure, really.
What skills do you have? So far, you look really good as a spider's dinner.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd rather not remember that because yesterday was really, really frightening. But I am a great boa? Is that even a word?
Archer?
Archer? Like, what the hell is a boa?
Because she's a really good boa. Okay.
I'm a great. I'm a very highly skilled archer. I love to read, so I've spent a lot of my time really researching the whole of Great Ashley, and I just really want to explore and put some of my skills to the test. So I grew up near the border forest, so I've spent a lot of time outside and learning how to survive, and so I'm just putting it into action, really.
Awesome. Do you know the creatures and places of this land? Because I've never seen one of you elves before, or whatever that big red thing is, or the thing that's my height but kind of pasty.
I've only read about a lot of these creatures in books. Like, you're actually the first kobold I've ever seen in person. And
have you ever read about a creature, a really obnoxious fucking thing? It's bigger than me. It's like green, and it has like a shell on its back.
Do I know this from my...
Well, nature or history, wherever you would.
Let me do a history check. So as I'm sitting there, I'm actively trying to go through my memory.
Yep.
So like a...
You're the mind palacing. Sherlock.
Yeah, pretty much. A shell and green, did you say?
it's green and it has a shell on its back?
I rolled a 6.
No, nothing.
No,
nothing nothing's coming to mind.
I can't think of anything, but leave it with me and I'll have a think.
And also nothing, definitely
never
nothing
heard
that's
one?
native to Ashling matches that description. And you're like, but I know all the creatures of Love Ashling, and there is nothing really makes sense there. So you're like, nothing that's native to this land is ringing any bells.
It sort of annoys me as well because I'm a know-it-all.
Yeah.
So you can see I'm really screwing up my face trying to think of what that could possibly be.
It's okay. We'll put it on the back burner. I'll look out for clues as we travel.
Okay.
Sweet. Corin, when would you be joining the party?
Probably about now, I guess.
What a coincidence. Cool. Do you make your way downstairs? You see the 3 of them sat, tucking into there. It's like a decent meal. It's like, it's not fancy in any way, shape or form, but it's definitely filling. And after kind of travelling around and trying to look for work and having that stress and then being thrown into that situation where you have to fight and work together and you nearly die. It looks like the greatest meal you've ever had sitting on the table in front of you.
So I come over, sit down. How are y'all feeling this morning? Favorite, and you especially. How are you this morning?
Oh, I feel so much better, Corin. So much better. I had a really good meditation, and this cheese is great, and it's really giving me some strength back. Here, come and sit down and have some.
Oh, that'll be grand. Is there anyone in the room to bring food or?
Yeah, and Evelyn's there, and she comes over and she's like, "Oh, nice to see you. And what would you like? You eat all the same stuff?" And she goes back, comes out, and just gets some more portions. And it's almost like bringing out another, I'd say a charcuterie board, but that'd be well overselling it. Just like a wooden platter that's just got bits of bread and cheese, and she takes ones away that these guys have finished, whacks down another one, and gives you a fresh, like, small plate for you to start.
Is there anything black pudding-y style?
Nothing on there that's there, but you could.
I don't know if that's available in this.
It might well be. It's part of what they put out as standard. It wouldn't be there, but yeah, they could probably knock you up something. A bit of fried blood.
There's Evelyn. If you've got any like black pudding, you've got any about knocking about.
Oh, do you know what? I'll ask Chef, see if he's got anything for you.
Yeah, that'd be grand. That's my favourite there.
Yeah, and as you do, as she disappears off, you hear someone like, "What? Ah, fuck it." You can hear someone just like, "Fuck's sake, fucking," and then you hear the cookers go on. And these guys have obviously just poured some stuff out for you at the beginning. And as you look around you as well, they've cleaned up a lot of what happened the night before, moving some bits around. But you get the feel that there's a few people moving in and around the back as they're starting to. They're still getting the place ready. They're still moving stuff around, getting stuff set. Now you guys had cleared, and both teams have been downstairs to clear rooms that were downstairs, respectively. That they're moving stuff around within there as well. So there's a lot of other action going on there with you guys having breakfast. There's not other people in there. It's just you lot having breakfast in here at the moment, and almost a bunch of people trying to get on with their day around you at different areas. But whenever you ask, Evelyn's there to sort you out some stuff. She doesn't show any. She's not peeved with you asking questions and stuff. She's very friendly, very happy to help and get you stuff that you ask for.
I finally drag myself out of bed.
Nice.
And I'm going to sort of enter the main room, and I'm going to sort of yawn, stretch, slap myself in the face to kind of wake myself up. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to sort of head over to the table where everyone else is.
Nice. I like to think you'd hear your tail like dragging on the stairs on the way down as you refuse to
I got
lift.
like bloodshot eyes because I'm a bit hungover, and I kind of see some food on the table, kind of reach over on the table and just pick up a piece of bread and just kind of put it in my mouth. Take a seat. I'm like, oh, what a lovely morning in Great Ainsley.
You look like the only one of us that looks worse this morning than we did yesterday.
Bon van, my man. How are we?
Did you just get my name right?
I don't know what you're talking about, Dimson.
There we go.
And I'll get a bit of a cheese from the thing, and I'll kind of put it on my bread, and I'll kind of look to say a prayer. And this is probably the first time you guys have seen me kind of do any kind of prayer type thing. And I look to say a prayer. And I say, "Ready, steady, cook." And I eat my cheese on my bread.
Your god is going to die a painful death.
Hey, Big Red.
Yo, yo, yo!
What do they call your people? I've seen a few of you around the place.
Tiefling.
Thieflings?
Yeah, that'll do.
Chiefings?
Either or. I don't mind, I don't care.
Awesome. Never seen one of you before yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, that's nice. And I go and get another piece of bread.
Yeah, nice. Cool. So you guys settle down, you get some some hot drinks. If you want some hotter drinks, some fresh brewed teas and bean roasted coffees that are knocking around. Not the nicest, they're not barista style, but they definitely do the job this morning. As you fill your boots. As you are kind of all finishing and just seemingly get to the end, just kind of sitting back, taking a bit of a break, just drinking your teas and coffees, everything pops over and invites you all to go downstairs, saying that Vex is downstairs waiting to talk to you. You didn't see her coming whilst you were there at all, but yeah, apparently she was downstairs waiting for you the whole time. So I'm assuming
Go downstairs.
make her way. Evelyn, she says, like, hey, if you wanna take your teas and coffees downstairs, do that. We'll have refills waiting for you when you get up. Don't worry. And as you make your way down, go back into that same room you were there. You can see that the hallway is still open, but there is massive people just like milling around. They've moved some of the furniture around. A lot of the shelving has either been taken out or is being dismantled as it's there, and you can see that if you have a little peek down the hallway, you can't see any sign of the spiders' bodies. That this looks like it's been thoroughly cleaned out and done. You see in the far corner there is a guy sat looking a little bit charred, as clearly the fire trap caught someone off guard at one point, and you can see he's got like half like black singed, like his hair's been burnt in places. He's looking pretty rough as he sits in the corner. And Vex is sat at that table that you were sat before. As you guys walk in, she's like, good morning.
Good morning.
Did we all have a lovely rest last night? I noticed you all stayed here. It was a nice touch.
It was well needed.
Yes, it was quite the day. Well, I have to say, we are quite impressed here with your business, and we've been down here and we've seen some of what you had to deal with, and I have to say, yes, my employer was very impressed with the efficiency in which you cleaned out. In fact, with both groups, but we have something specific we would like you guys to look into, actually. Kind of linked to this room. We have been unable to get the door open from this side, so we believe the passageway it leads to must be being blocked, and we'll have to unlock it from the other side. And who better to find their way into a building and unlock a door than you guys, apparently.
Can't we just blow it up?
We have
like boom, pow.
We could indeed blow up. That would be one option, but we're trying to maintain a covert operation here, and making an explosion in the middle of the beer port, probably not what we're looking for. So if we can,
what if we do? I've got an idea. What if we do an explosion somewhere else and then we make it look like the sky is falling or something?
How about I come up with the
like giant meatballs coming from the sky,
and you decide whether you want to take the jobs or not. Let's stick to our respective skills, shall we, Arthur? So yes, we have located down. We've sent the guys around. They believe they know which of the warehouses the entrance goes to within the beer port. It is currently not being used, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily safe. A lot of the beer port and a lot of Redvant, as we know, can be used for different activities. So whilst it's not being used by the brewing company, it doesn't mean somebody else hasn't taken it upon themselves to camp up in this warehouse. But yes, what we'd like you to do is go and check out the warehouse, try and find your way in by whichever means possible, ideally without causing too much of a ruckus, and see if you can get open the opposite side to this alleyway, so we can expand our operations and have a nice link ourselves to the beer port and have access to the warehouse.
What about a small boom?
If you want to do a small boom while you're there, I mean, go crazy. But like I say, this is a...
Crazy as in big boom?
So tell him to go crazy.
Yes. Just remember that you are undertaking these jobs with a level of anonymity, and my employer will distance himself virulently from you shall this go wrong. But this...
What does it pay?
A man after my own heart. It pays a little more than we did before. I think we can negotiate slightly more. Now we know you have certain skills. We don't know how dangerous it will be as well. So there's an element of that in there. You know, you could get lucky and there's nothing going on. But who is lucky in this day and age? So we would be able
be that dangerous. Can we get half up front?
that would make 0 sense for us. Why would you need half up front? What if you were to die? What a waste of gold.
What if we come back here and you're not here?
That's just a risk you'll have to take. I mean, you know where we live.
I look around at the others. Half up front, guys?
I mean, I kind of can't get where you're coming from, Isaac, but well, maybe for our first job, it's probably not very likely.
Did he agree with me?
I don't think so.
No.
I think he peed himself again.
Okay. So, yes, it's...
I don't fucking bother.
Yes. Payment after. The payment is substantial compared to the job in front. We will be looking to, again, same terms as before. It is not a pool, it is a per person, and you come back alive, you gain your share, nobody else's. But we could stretch to 50 gold pieces per person for this job.
You must really like beer.
It's not necessarily beer. It's access to, resources and...
Well, it's called the beer port.
I mean, who doesn't like beer?
The beer and the beer port, I would recommend using the beer port, and your liking of beer maybe as your front for snooping around said warehouse.
Do I notice anything potentially underhanded about this job?
Roll an insight check.
Oh, this isn't going to go well.
Why not?
I've got such good insight.
11.
11. No, so with 11, you and so remember as well that she talks very clearly, considering she's wearing almost a full face mask. So you don't see her face, you just hear the inflection of her voice. But from everything she's saying with 11, you don't feel like there's anything there, that this is a job of slight unknown, and they're willing to pay to get it done, and they're willing to pay for the anonymity. And you kind of get the feeling that she's right, that if you were to fuck it up and blow things up, that you would just be left to take the brunt for it. There's no camaraderie here. It's like, we paid you this job, you do this job, you get paid. You don't do this job and you die. That's unfortunately part of the game.
Well, I need the money.
So just so we're clear, because of yes, clearly clarification between going crazy and someone's interpretation, we would like you to make your way into this warehouse. Ideally, covertly, we don't want the warehouse blown up. We would like to use the warehouse. So if it could remain standing, that would be great. We are not sure who is using it, if anybody's using it, who will be guarding it, if anyone will be guarding it. This is all for you to go and spend time scouting, working out. But we just want to get the doorway open. So if you can find your way in, open up the doorway and clear whoever may be kind of occupying, or get them to leave by other means, however you so decide. That is for you to work out. But we would like access to the warehouse and to find the doorway that links to this pathway that you guys found yesterday. Is that clear? Is there any ambiguity there?
So you said we can't blow things up.
Don't blow up the warehouse. The warehouse must be intact. We would like to use the warehouse. My employer would seize the advantage. Part of purchasing.
Does it need a roof?
It doesn't. It already has a roof. It doesn't need a new roof.
So it needs to keep the roof. Okay.
Yes.
Well, we've got to be covered there, Arthur.
Yes. Not something he seems
Quiet.
very skilled in. But yes, however you best feel to approach, but that is what we want. We want a working warehouse at the end of it, and ideally we don't want anyone to be able to trace back the fact that it is linked to the Silent Dagger. Part of my employer's plan is to open up these pathways to get access to these facilities to grow his network, which will hopefully in turn bring more business, and that will benefit you with more jobs, providing you survive.
Should we go then?
I've got a question for you there, Davis. Do you know anywhere we might procure some potions, health potions?
Ooh, there will be. I mean, they're a little bit harder to come by, but easier in Redvant than anywhere else. There's a few stores that may help. There's the traders may be able to help you. If you back towards the middle of Southtown, there's a trader chain called Oddities. That would be one place to start. Or you could try, I think there is a magic shop knocking around in the Southtown as well, which you'll have to try and find. Something Arcana, I believe it's called. They would be good places to start. Also, if you are feeling a little under the weather or need some help, in a time of need, at least, the cathedrals do offer services as well. They kind of pawn out the gods' powers to provide healing. But for potions, I would probably try one of the traders maybe, or the magic shop if you can find it. Both are just up the road towards Southtown. And like I say, this warehouse is there. We're in no rush. So yeah, if you were to try and wanted to look in the day or take it at night or however you best see with your skill sets to complete the task, it's completely up to you.
That sounds fine by me.
So
shopping montage!
Nice. Have an agreement then. So, 50 gold pieces per creature, providing you get us access to the warehouse. Good luck. And, yes, come and find me once you have completed. And, please try not to die or fuck up too badly.
No promises.
Okay. Right, so
what about 1 out of 2?
No. If as a group you want to be accountable for Arta, then take that upon yourselves. But remember, the warehouse needs to be functional. Lovely. I have nothing else for you, so if you would like to move along, and I shall see you upon completion.
I get up, start to walk out, picking out a bit of black pudding that I'd stuffed in my pockets and start eating that way out.
Nice. Cool. As you get upstairs, as well, Evelyn calls you over, Corin, and goes, Chef found the black pudding, cooked it up, but then said it's not going to last much longer, so he cooked the whole thing up. And she passes you a little parcel with half a black pudding, essentially half a black pudding sausage chopped up, all fried in a little set of napkins, enough that it doesn't grease through. She's like, that's on the house.
Oh, that's good. Pass on my thanks to Chef there. It's very nice.
I think he was just happy to have it cleaned out of the fridge or freezer, to be fair.
Oh, well, I'm always happy to take that off your hands there.
Cool.
Like the sausage, do you?
I thought you said hide the sausage. I was like,
This particular sausage very tasty, says like, do you want to try a bit?
I sort of look at him blankly because I haven't understood what he said.
Mhm.
Since he's offering it out, I'm like, yeah, okay then. And I take a piece.
nice.
I chew it for 2 seconds and I spit it out. That's fucking disgusting. What is that?
Oh, what you doing there? You can't just spit that. That's food of the gods there. That's good stuff.
Food of the gods.
Yeah, whatever you said.
I just turn away in disgust and spit it out.
Nice.
As we're walking out, I turn to everyone and I say, I can't believe she thought I was going to blow something up. I can't do that. I wish I could, but I can't.
I mean,
you seem to be liking that kind of action at heart. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
it's a relief to me that you can't.
but yeah, give me like 10 years and I'll be like,
Give me
boom, pow,
D&D, mate.
whee.
Give me 3 weeks. Give me 3 weeks. I'll be a god, man.
Be able to fly and everything. It'll be sick. I
I've
get
got
flying at level 50.
Jesus.
I've got a few contacts in the city there. Just give me a minute. I'll see what I can find out. With that, I kind of walk outside the inn,
Mm-hmm.
and I only use my criminal feature,
Yep.
which is I have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as a liaison to a network of other criminals,
Mm-hmm.
and I can get messages to and from him securely and reliably. And I want to send a message asking if he knows anything about the warehouse and anything about it and people involved.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, you. Give me 1 second. So open up the relevant page. Sweet. So yeah, you know of a local thieves guild that work out of here, and they use certain. I've got it down here. Yeah, cool. They use certain marked buildings or like post boxes or tree nooks with a red. It's not quite a triangle. I'm trying to make. It's like a red archway. So if you imagine like the straight line across the bottom and then like a red archway, but it peaks at the top. So it looks like a hood, and they you see that little mark. And if you were to look, you know what to look out for, and when you see it, and it's sometimes carved in, sometimes it's painted in. To most people, it's like very similar to when like engineers paint like crosses and stuff on the tarmac of the road. You see bits, but nothing. It's not so shocking that you'd always draw your eye to it, and everyday folk would be like, oh, there's a weird thing painted there. But you know what to look out for, and you find one of these little markings on the side of a post box type thing, and you kind of write out your little note in there in the thieves camp, and you post it in there. So you send off to find some information from the local thieves guild, and you know that it takes a bit of time to get an answer back, but you find one, post away, and you wait to hear. And what did you ask? Just for information on the
Information
warehouse
about
guild.
the building that we're going to, and if there's anybody who owns it or works
Yep.
there or is guarding it, or just general information about that kind of.
Cool. So yeah, you post that way, and you imagine you have to give it a couple of hours before you can come back and check to see if anyone's picked up and answered.
Yeah. So I walk back into the inn and I say to him, we'll go to find a shop, get some potions and any stuff we might need for the thing. And hopefully by the time we get back, I'll have an answer about, maybe I get some information about this stuff.
I say then, hey, you guys want to go shopping?
I look absolutely delighted.
I start humming, da 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 da.
Well, I mean, after I got bitten there, I sure could do with some health potions, you know what I mean? It wasn't too good for me, that's all.
I agree,
It'd be nice
Colin.
to have that.
I don't want to feel like that ever again.
No, that was horrible.
I look at them both and I say, hey, after yesterday, you guys could probably do with some health potions.
You're such a
Yeah.
I just grin at Corin.
To be sure.
turd. Cool. So you were pointed in a rough direction. You have all of the action. So within Redvant, all of the shops and inns and pubs and everything else is within the south town, which kind of is the middle of Redvant. So to the west is the kind of Cataway, the residential area. Then you have like the middle part, which is the kind of south town, and then you have the ports, which obviously border the sea. And you're in the south part of South Town. As you make your way north, you start to pick up, and you're looking out for two there. So yeah, the two places you were pointing towards, one was Oddities, a trader shop called Oddities, and the other was a magic shop, which as you're passing through and ask a few people, you find out is called Edmund's Arcana. Both have been suggested as places to go for potions.
I want to find out if Edmund's Arcana has any kind of mascot.
Raw?
Like a character that they use for advertising.
No. As you look at the sign there, it's a very small shop actually. But there's nothing. It just has a painted wooden sign sticking out the side that just says Edmund's Arcana. There's no.
Saga doesn't know why, but he feels like there should be a big pink monster with yellow dots on it. That's the shop's mascot.
Okay, good. Cool. So you have those two, and they're easy enough to find as you wander around. Like I say, it's a much like you go for a wander into the south town. It's a bit like kind of wandering a high street. There's different alleys down the side. A lot of the shops are painted up there. A lot of them are inns as you pass by. There's a lot of inns and different pubs and bits here. But yeah, you're there to walk. Where would you? It's not like you have to find it. Where would you like to go?
To say, as we're wandering around, I just kind of want to take Faywin to the side and in Elvish.
Yeah.
Say, I don't feel entirely comfortable with this mission. I feel like they're keeping some information away from us.
You mean Vex?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know, I was thinking the same thing, but especially after yesterday, you know, she came in and obviously I was with Corin and we were on the floor and it felt like she expected me to be there. And then Arta?
Yeah.
Arta, he said you guys were dead and she didn't seem that bothered.
I mean, we're just pawns to them, aren't we? Yes. They could just get a next lot in afterwards. We just need to.
That's not what I want to do. I want to have an adventure, but I don't want to die in the process. What do you think that we should do?
I mean, we need the money and whatever. Or what? Just as long as we all look after each other, I guess we hopefully be fine. But we just need to be very careful.
Do you think that we should speak to the others?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, let's go and get some supplies, but I think you're right. I think we should have a chat with them before we really agree to this. I know that they want the money and it seems to be paying well, but you've got to ask why.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
I'm
so
assuming you're all wandering. Yeah, you're all wandering the streets, I suppose, as you're making your way there and kind of peeling off. And
I'm looking for a pipe. I want to buy a pipe.
Nice. Shop's cool.
I'm puffing on my pipe.
Sorry, can I just check? You know when we're saying about buying health potions and stuff, do we already know what we would need to buy? Is that like a known thing that this is just a health potion, or do we need to do an insight check?
Yeah,
Or
there
an
would be.
arcana check?
No, you would understand that there's both parts really. That one, that the temples here, the temples across Ashling actually, the way that they're kind of guarded in their hierarchy for the Nine Sisters at least, with the druids being part of it, the clerics for individual gods being there as well, that they do actually sell their services out. So temples can be used for essentially buying some spells and harbouring some magic. But it is known across certain towns that you can get more magical items, and health potions are kind of within that magic realm of I would say abnormal healing, but essentially it's not available to everybody, and it's not available necessarily in every town without knowing where to go. It's not something they advertise on the shelf.
But we know
But
it.
you would
as...
know that there's health potions here, especially, and if you've been in and around Redvant for a while, you'd know about it because you know that essentially a lot of thieves and stuff will have access to those sort of things, and even being part of All Hearth and then having touches with the border forest, they also would have had some use for magic and magical items and things like potions for when they were requiring them. So they're rare, but you know that they exist.
Cool, thank you.
Zaga has wandered off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking up at all the strange creatures around him that he's never seen before, and trying to keep an eye out for something tall and green with a shell on its back.
Nice. Roll a perception check.
That one.
You see nothing of the sort. Yeah, you are mates. This is a lot of different races all intermingling here, and Redvant is like it has, because it was created, it has no like bar. Like, you've seen a lot more tieflings than you probably would see elsewhere, but it has no like home race like some of the other seas have. This is a proper hodgepodge of just misfits and nomads and people that have found their way there for odd reasons, and this is now where they live. So you find your way to so where do you want to go to first? You've got Oddities, which is like a trader, or you've got the actual magic shop, Edmund's Arcana, or would you like to split? Up to you guys.
I think I'd want to go to Oddities. I don't mind splitting them.
Yeah, I'd probably split.
Sweet. So, Oddities. So those that go with Corin to Oddities, as you pop up, you see the big sign, and it's like kind of brash, large white letters that just say Oddities across the front of the shop, almost like a quite comic book style. And you walk in, the shop looks quite large. And you see there's bits of like the street kind of lingers with a bit of like alchemical smoke and the smell of burning, but not necessarily just the burning of fire and of wood, of chemicals and mixtures and incantations, and it's an odd smell as you go through. You kind of push into the door, and it's just a single story, like I say, shop, quite large, stone walled, big Oddities sign across the top. With kind of like lead stained windows, so you can see through, but they're kind of glossy, so you can't necessarily see what's inside. When you open up, very well lit store. It's you get the feeling that this is a well produced store. Like, it's being maintained and looked after, and there are like rules for the store. It's not a one man band. This is a legit operation. And as you walk forward, you hear someone call from the back just to say, "Hello, how can I help you this morning?"
Oh, hello there. Do you have anything that could maybe, if I'm feeling a bit worse for wear, maybe, I could do with a bit of a boost to myself. Have you got anything I could do?
Oh, you? Wow. And standing in front of you is actually quite a tall, slender, red female tiefling. She's like, okay. So looking after something to keep you alive, are we?
Yeah, that'd be right, yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily our bag. There are certain things that we could maybe find for you, but do you have the gold?
Depends how much it is.
As long as you have gold, that's good. And she like kind of stares at you or the answer to the question. Again, like, people with the gold pieces in shops isn't that common. That's what I'm looking for. So she wants to check that you've got a bit of money before you go.
I have some gold, yes.
Okay. We don't have any potions, but we might be able to do you, a little bag of beans. We have some magical beans, some magical berries that could help with that. I mean, they didn't do a lot, but they will definitely get you out of a pinch if you are right at death's door.
They're not going to grow into some kind of giant stalk, are they?
No, that's a strange question. They're not magical growing beans. You eat these. They're just a very tasty berry.
Are they a musical fruit? Will they make you too?
They may make you too. I don't know how they affect the kobold digestive system, but I know they'll definitely make you feel a little bit better, just a little bit.
Would you say they're a good berry?
I mean, some people have described them as very good. Yes.
And how much are they?
I can do you a bag of berries for, what should we say, 10 gold pieces?
And how many berries do you get in there?
You get 10 berries.
Okay. Sure. Have you got anything else perhaps on offer?
Sorry, I'm struggling.
Just in general, anything you've got on special offer today?
Special offer, unfortunately, oddities, we don't have everything for special offer. We don't have anything that's coming up, no. And, I mean, is there anything in particular we're looking at? We work very much on a
nothing comes to mind specifically, but
I mean, we can do
just generally anything you think might be useful for an adventurer, you know.
Well, you know, we've got some stuff that could be useful. We're talking into the. I mean, if we're looking at good berries for 10 gold, we're talking things in the hundreds of gold that could be useful. But I'm not sure that you're going to be able to stretch that far. Are you in the market for something in the range of 300 to 500 gold pieces? She kind of looks you up and down.
Not right now, but I'll bear that in mind for future.
We work on oddities. You'll find us across Great Ashland. We work on a trader basis. So if you have anything that you'd like to sell as well, please remember to bring it our way. We do tend to prefer things that've got a little something special. But yes, we have a stock that rotates all the time, being placed out here by the port.
You know,
that's good to know.
I have this special bag. Maybe you can tell me what this is worth.
Oh, okay. And you head over?
I pull out my bag of holding and demonstrate me sticking my whole arm in it.
Yep. She's like, oh, wow. Can I ask where you managed to find this?
On the floor.
On the floor. Well, you are a very lucky man indeed. Yeah, this is what we term a bag of holding. It's a way of. I mean, many thieves are after these. They let you carry a lot more than seemingly can fit inside such an area. Good way of, smuggling maybe something, or just holding a lot more than you would be able to carry on your small frame there.
And what's it worth?
Would you be looking to sell?
It depends on the price.
Well, yes, we could do a deal. We could do a deal for a couple of 100 gold.
Couple of 100, but if you're offering me a couple of 100, it's probably worth 3 or 4 because you'll resell it.
You are aware of how traders work, yes. But if you're looking to sell it, then you must need money.
Not that badly. I'll find somebody I'll pay 3 to 4 for it.
Good luck to you.
But on those berries.
Yep. So we'd like to like the bag of good berries?
Well, 10 gold pieces is outrageous.
Is it outrageous? I mean, we were just haggling for the bag. Seems like you have the money easily.
It's outrageous. Back on the island of Draka, you can pick those anywhere. You wouldn't pay more than a couple of coppers for them.
Well, then I suggest you go to Draka, get some good berries, and bring them here, and we'll have a deal.
I mean, I can hook you up with a long-term supply, but you have to work with me here first.
I mean, whilst interested in your long-term supply, I don't necessarily believe you. If you want to put an offer on the table, please do so.
I'll give you 6 gold pieces.
6 for 6 berries?
For the bag that you offered my friend here.
For 10 berries?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you think that I would accept 6?
I mean, it's a reasonable offer.
For a reasonable man, clearly.
And obviously closer to their market value. I mean, look at this place. This is all fancy. Everything's marked up to the gills.
Roll a persuasion check.
Isn't that 20 plus 6?
You motherfucker. She looks at you and goes, "You have quite the gift of the gab, don't you? Do you know what? As first-time customers, clearly, let's take your 6 gold for the berries, and how about in return? Don't worry about the supply, but you bring me anything you find that you don't want."
Works for me. Hey, Karen, pay the lady for your berries.
I appreciate that, Zach. I'll give you the 6 gold for them berries. That's a fine deal. And I'll be sure to bring some stuff to you to sell on,
Make sure to stop in whenever you're around. We have a few oddities about. So if you're in some cities, normally by the ports, look out for an oddities. Like I say, we always have stock trading in and out, and we're happy to buy as well as sell.
You know, I did have some goggles that were kind of funky, but I seem to have misplaced them.
Well, if you find them, you know where we are.
All right, good doing business with you.
Have a wonderful day. Don't eat all those berries at once.
Oh, I won't. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Perfect. That's good berries. 10 good berries to your inventory, and make sure you knock the gold off. I will be checking.
What do the good berries do?
It's 1 HP per berry, I believe, is it?
Yeah.
They're really good.
They're good.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
I feel like we got a decent price on them.
That's some damn fire haggling there.
Well, you know, you just got to know how to talk to these people.
You sure got away with words, Zagger.
I mean, yeah. Again, I don't really have you understood what was said.
Just as, yeah. Yeah. Cool. And in group 2, whoever was going to Edmund's Arcana, you wander around for a bit and you notice, and you kind of ask people a few questions. Some people kind of don't really know, aren't sure what you're talking about, and then a few people kind of say that, point you down the right direction, but don't give you much more. It's down a little back alley, just off the market quarter, so like the largest area. Small little alleys you drop down there. And opposite a couple of other really small shops is a very tiny little single story squeezed between 2 others. It almost looks like half the size of the shop either side of it. Nicely tiled blue front, and you can see the sign that says Edmund's Arcana, and there's some looks like some runes or some like a fancier powerful sorcery or something written on the wall, on the frames of the door as well as you go in. Who is going into Edmund's Arcana?
Yeah, go in there.
Yep.
Cool.
Can I just ask her? Is that good berries on D&D Beyond?
Yep.
They're not as an equipment.
Oh, they're not.
No, you just kind of have to.
They're not.
Because it's a spell, isn't it?
It's
So
a spell, yeah.
Oh, is it a spell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just put that in notes then.
Yeah, put it in notes for now. I can look to see. There'll probably be one on Homebrew somewhere. Because I know people make them.
you can put custom items in if you want. You go
Okay.
manage inventory, you can add a custom item.
I think you've all got Homebrew done. But if not, we'll sort it out after and we'll add them in. Because it'd be better to add them in. So you can keep track of them easy. So you find the Alps find their way to Edmund's Arcana. Arthur, are you following suit or are you in pursuit of a pipe?
I'm going to go in the magic shop to see if there's a pipe there.
Cool. So you 3 make your way into Edmund's Arcana. You push your way into the door. You hear, and it's quite dimly lit in here. You can see there's a few kind of like arcane lamps, and you notice that you don't smell the smell of burning. That they look like dimly lit oil lamps, but are clearly not lit by oil.
I cast thaumaturgy and change the colour to green.
Nice. So as you do that, you hear someone say, "Oh, hello."
Your lights are green.
I can see that. Oh, someone is blessed with a little bit of magic themselves, are they? Welcome
Guilty as charged.
Well, welcome to Edmund's Arcana. I am Edmund, and you see, like he sounds much older than he is. Quite a young halfling, who is, the way he's stood behind the counter doesn't make sense for his height, so you assume he's stood on something, because for his frame and size, he stood at about like five and a bit foot, but his frame is of the same of Corin's. He should be much smaller than this.
I don't notice where the voice is coming from because I'm so incredibly tall. So I'm still just looking around, taking in my surroundings.
So he's like,
I speak in Dwarvish because I don't know the difference between a dwarf and a halfling.
Nice. Do we speak the common tongue? Anybody here to do business? Are we? Well, you would have spoke what? You spoke Dwarvish with the green lights as well.
No, dwarvish from the
From
next
after.
bit.
Okay.
I was going to say, do you have a pipe?
Would you like to switch back to the common tongue there, friend?
I can speak Dwarvish, by the way. And
It's beautiful.
I look at Arthur.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, what are you doing?
I say in infernal, can I have a pipe, please?
I just raise an eyebrow because I can't speak that one.
And then I go back to common and I say, do you have any pipes, please?
Ah, there we go. Finally got ourselves around. Pipes of what sort?
You put a bit of stuff in it, and then you can use it as an excuse when you cough really loudly.
Oh, okay. You were just a standard smoking pipe.
Yeah, but if it can like light itself, that'd be cool.
Well, it's not something we really look at. We're into, the more magical rather than comical or gimmicky.
I do an investigation check for a fidget spinner.
Nice, well investigation check.
That one.
Nice. So he talks to you. You just start looking around. He's like, "Okay, hello, my old friends. Anything I can do to help you guys?"
I leave the shop sheepishly.
What kind of magical items have you got for sale?
Well, it ranges. We have certain imbued items. If you had the gold for them, then they're not cheap. Though we do have a few. Occasionally have the odd potion or scroll that comes our way. It's a very fluid inventory, and it's not easy to come by some of the stuff we have here. But when the stuff we do have is of high quality, I can assure you that Edmund's Arcana. It's the highest quality magical items this side of the border forest.
I do believe they're high quality. Have you got anything on the cheaper scale?
How cheap are we talking?
Say 30 gold.
30 gold. Well, you appear to have come to
The wrong place?
the wrong place. We can look at something like the odd. I mean, not that low. We could probably do a basic spell scroll, but it's going to be really quite like simple magic. I can have a look what we've got in here. Even though the potions that we have left, the cheapest one we have is 50 gold.
Do you have any potions for around that amount for health?
Yeah. Well, yes, we do indeed. We may have just a couple of healing potions left. If that is what you're looking for, up to a little bit of danger, are we?
Oh, yesterday it was an absolute nightmare. There were these big spiders, and I kind of trailed off just talking a load of shit.
Yeah.
Because we've all watched it, we all know what happened. So yeah, I'm starting to feel a lot better today, but I don't want to be in that situation again. I'm just looking for something that will help if ever anything like that happened again.
Okay. Well, that was quite. Yes, sounds like a healing potion would be right up your alley. Well, if you have the gold, then I have maybe the potions.
So what potions do you have, and how much are they, please?
Well, at your price level, going from your good friend here, then a standard potion of healing would probably be the one you were looking for, and it will be 50 gold.
That seems quite a lot. What's in the potion that makes it so expensive?
Well, magic, funnily enough. But yeah, the healing does come at a cost. Like I say, these things aren't easy to come by. This isn't just something you pick up on the street. These are highly sought after. The fact we only have a few left, and if you're not looking to buy, I'm sure they'll be moving on quite soon.
I can give you some of my gold coin if you want to get one of the potions.
I turn to him and speak in Elvish. It's not even that, I just feel like we're being ripped off. And then can I roll an insight to see if the guy is... Because it says about searching out a lie or predicting someone's next move. So is he overcharging for this?
Roll an insight check.
21.
21. Ooh, nice. So look, as you look, he's very confident, and you can see from the way he's presenting, he's very confident. You don't get the feeling that he is necessarily trying to pull a fast one, but that he does deal with items that he can sell for magic items. Do sell for a lot of money, and he kind of holds and will hold out and sell them for money. Yeah, he seems very assured in his sales pitch and his approach. You don't get any sort of like Del Boy vibes from him.
Okay. So in that case, then I look at Van, and again in Elvish say, well, you know, if we do end up doing this job for that dodgy woman in a cloak, then that was 50 gold. I think I'd rather spend it now and survive and get that money back than go in there and the same happen as yesterday. And then I turn to the geezer and say, okay, I'll take one.
Ah, you'll take one potion of healing. Perfect. If you wouldn't mind laying the gold down, I shall go. And he just like, you know, like how people do this stupid joke of like walking behind the sofa and disappearing, pretending to go downstairs. He does that, but because he's actually going down some stairs, and he starts rooming around behind, listening for you to put the gold, or start getting the gold out anyway.
Yep. So I put it on the counter. Can he reach the counter? Do I need to hand it to him?
You see his little head pop up and he's like, good. And he like brushes off and comes up and he goes, here we are. One healing potion. He presents out a little, very small, not like a vial, like a wider base bottom, like a chemical beaker with a cork stopper in the end that's got a wax seal around the outside of it. And you can see inside there's a red, like a dark red liquid. It always looks like blood actually. But moves, as he shakes it, it moves with a thicker consistency than water. It's like one healing potion, 50 gold, please.
Thank you. I kind of look at it like this is really small, and that was 50 gold.
Yeah, healing is it's expensive, but it was lovely.
I put it in my pocket or my backpack or whatever I've got.
Yep, and you can
I'm
add your
assuming you
inventory
didn't need any of my gold.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, you can add to your inventory a potion of healing. And as you look around, and Vaughn, as you be looking around as he's kind of rooting away, you see there's not a lot out on the shelves, but you can see there's like parts of there's rolls of scroll paper. There's some ink that's out there. There's lots of like material components for spells knocking about, but nothing really on show. And behind him, you can see that there's more kind of locked cases and cabinets where probably the good stuff would be kept if he had any.
So we've both seen that, yeah?
Yes, yeah, you would see. As you just like generally look around the shop, there's nothing hidden. But yeah, on the actual shop floor itself, it's very kind of bland. But bits of spell components, like there's a few, there's like a whole tub that's just full of like down and feathers and stuff like that. And you can see that he obviously has a lot of components that he will sell off to people as
so
a main trade.
I nod towards some ink that's on one of the shelves. And in Elvish, because I'm a sly little bitch, I say, I wish that I knew how to write these sort of scrolls, because I've got ink and a quill in my bag. Would have saved me 50 gold.
How much healing does a healing potion do?
A healing
It's
potion.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, that's the standard. It is 2d4 plus 2. Okay, you're at low level. Pretty good. You guys are squishy. Bloop, bloop. Perfect. She's like, well, is there anything else I can help you with today?
I need to buy some arrows, but I don't think that you've got them here.
No, this would not be the place. But if you need to pick up some arrows, there's enough armourers and blacksmiths dotted about the city. I'm sure you'll be able to find exactly what you're looking for.
Can I walk into the shop at this point?
Yeah, you can if you want to find your way to the shop as well.
Hey, you guys got what you need?
Just a healing potion for me, avoiding what happened last night. Did you go to oddities?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I got some berries that do the similar kind of job.
Oh, cool.
Can you guys wait?
Potion. I'm sorry, Arta.
I was going to say, can you guys wait? I'm gonna gonna see if I can find a pipe, and I head into oddities.
Nice.
And
So I'm just going to turn around back to Edmund's like, thank you for your help. I'll definitely be back looking at some of the items once I've acquired a bit more gold.
That's just what I like to see. Well, enjoy your days. You can.
While I'm in here, I just want to. Hey, I got this bag here. How much would you pay for it? And I again demonstrate by sticking my arm and head in the small bag.
A bag of holding, I see. We don't necessarily purchase from just, random clientele off the street. I normally buy through, some registered traders. How much would you be looking to sell for? Where exactly did you pick up this bag from?
On the street, well, on the floor.
Yes, I thought you might say that. No, unfortunately, as much as I love Redvant, we tend to have a bit of a reputation, and I don't want someone coming looking for that bag that you found on the floor. So I suggest you go and find one of the traders, maybe one of the inns, maybe someone on the boats that could do you a deal. But unfortunately, it's just for our safety. We have a reputation. We don't tend to buy off the streets.
Just out of interest, how much would you sell one of these for?
If you were looking to buy one, we'd be. And he's like, "Can I take a quick look?"
Yeah, sure.
And he kind of lifts it up and looks around. He's like, "This is a decent looking bag. We'd sell it for. I mean, we're talking hundreds, if not low thousands of gold, possibly."
Low thousands. I knew that motherfucker was trying to rip me off.
Well, I'm glad I could be of service.
And with that, I'm done.
Cool. So Arta, in order to you pop in looking for a pipe.
Have you got a pipe? And I say it in Dwarvish.
Dwarfish. To another tiefling.
Yeah.
Cool. So you go in and speak Dwarfish. She speaks back to you in Dwarfish and says, "Interesting choice of language."
Yeah, you've got to keep practicing, otherwise you forget.
Okay. Well, good to see. You are practicing. That's interesting. But yes, a pipe. Yes, just a standard tobacco pipe. You want tobacco as well? No, actually, no. I don't want the tobacco. I just want the pipe. And do you have one that lights itself, so there's like a bit of smoke that comes out, so it looks like I'm smoking a pipe? We can sell you a box of matches with the pipe, so you can make the smoke.
Yeah, okay, that'll work.
Yeah, that works.
How much do I hear?
We'll throw in the matches for free. Call it 4 copper pieces for the pipe, and we'll throw in the matches.
And I throw a silver. Don't have any copper. Can I have change?
I thought you were tipping. Of course you can.
Oh, no.
Oh, what? Yep, and she gives you back the change, your copper. Enjoy your pipe. You sure you don't want any tobacco?
No. Addiction doesn't bode well with me.
Okay.
And I burp, a hungover burp.
Lovely. Well, thank you for shopping oddities.
And as I'm leaving, I say in Abyssal, "Have a nice day."
She gives a little giggle, but is still smelling your disgusting burp as you leave.
And I rejoin everyone else.
Yep, so you meet up in the market quarter, and you can see around you...
Light my... pretend to light my pipe as I do.
So as you all come out of...
And I kind of just put the match inside it, so a little bit of smoke comes out.
Smoke comes out, so I like it. You got away with position.
I just look at him as I'm puffing on my pipe.
Yeah.
Just thinking to myself, what the fuck is he doing? You're okay there, Arta, You're looking a bit tough there.
I thought I wanted to look more dignified, and you gave me an idea.
Well, I'm glad I could be of some help for you there.
Yeah.
Do you want some tobacco?
And
Some spare?
No. Addiction doesn't do well with me. And I pat him on the head and walk past.
Perfect.
I think that was a cheeky bastard.
So you guys are in the middle of the market core at the moment, then, so you're surrounded by...
I just thought that.
Bits. Okay. So yeah, and you have your health potion. You've been to a couple of shops. where would you like to go from here? As it comes around now, and a bit of shopping and a bit of milling around, taking in, and you see now that the day is fairly busy. Like, still a bit cold. It's still early Feb, but there's a few fires going. There's a few blacksmiths dotted around, and this area and this market court is full of people, carts moving around as it's getting to like mid-morning.
Are there any other businesses or like of anything that type around we notice?
There are hundreds of, but not hundreds of businesses. Jesus, give yourself a job. But yeah, there's a few businesses, a few general stores, a few blacksmiths. You can see some of them seem to be more armory based, some of them more weapons based. Some of them have like the ports out front where there's a few horses and animals set up. So more of your like standard traditional blacksmith workers. So a few odd shops here and there, a few blacksmiths, just workable, useful shops for people that are trying to get about and get things done on their day-to-day as a kind of high street hub. There's a fair few inns and bits knocking around. There's like 3 inns that are around this area as you walk around where you see. They're not really open and busy this time of day, but they're there or thereabouts.
Can I quickly pop in a shop to get some arrows?
Yep. Yeah, so you pop into a blacksmith, and yeah, for a couple of arrows, they are cheap as chips when they're making them for real. So if you drop into like the weapons smith, they always have like a bucket of arrows there. So you pick up the arrows you need, and it'll cost you a couple of copper.
Okay, I'd like to take 20 arrows, please.
20 arrows. Yes, so knock off 5 copper.
Yep.
And then, yep, fairly strong, well crafted, nice flights on the back, arrows.
Oh, I don't have any copper.
So you can change down. So silver is 10 copper and gold is 10 silver. So if you
It should do it for you automatically.
Oh, it does it if you remove the copper.
Yeah,
No, you have to have one of that.
Oh, you have to have it now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
so
you
have
can
to
minus
take one of your
one
silver off and put 10 copper.
got you. Thank you.
Cool.
Done.
Sweet. So early morning, you've got your. Does anyone need any other bits? Like I say, there are some general stores and stuff around. If there was something non magical or weapon based that you want to go and look for, but other than that, you've got the day in front of you and.
How long's passed now?
It'll probably be like mid morning.
Is there enough time for a message to come back? Or?
Possibly. You want to go and check on your way back. If you're going to make your way towards the beer port, you'd have to pass back south towards the Silent Dagger to take the bridge over to the beer port. So you'd have to pass by that hole.
I'll check when we go past.
Back down towards that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we're heading back down towards. As we're heading back down towards that way, I just say to the others what I said to Faye when earlier on. It's like, I don't fully suspect. There's she's not telling us about this place.
Well, I mean that's to be taken for granted, you know what I mean? We're not doing honest day's work, are we? I mean, it's going to be there's bound to be some secrets, you know. It's kind of goes with the territory, you know.
I don't understand what he says, but I say, well, you know, it's just part of the thing, right? You know, they're not going to tell us everything. It just goes hand in hand with the work.
I mean, that's exactly what I just said there, Zachary.
Yeah.
I say how this is going to go. No, that's fine,
But, yeah, I mean, we just need to look out for each other here, I think.
Oh, to be sure.
Cool. So you make your way back towards the Silent Dagger and then following the road down. You check your
I'll check the
postbox thing. And as you open up the postbox and feel inside, there is a note written inside, replying back. And you were asking about the actual warehouse itself, right?
The warehouse, if there's any people looking around there, if it's owned by any criminal activity or anything suspicious generally.
Give me a what check does it need to be? Your best check around the kind of thievery, whichever it needs to be, whether it be nah, fuck it. Just give me a D20 roll. Straight D20 roll.
2.
So you get back. You see on there. There's a message that just says they don't believe the warehouses at the docks are used all the time, and they say it says everybody uses the docks. It depends on the warehouse. But the docks area itself is used by the brewing company and by anyone that is smuggling goods in and out of the city, like this Thieves Guild do at times as well. So every warehouse should essentially be looked at with caution, because nobody knows what's going on at any one point. If you imagine, there's a lot of you're not even sure who owns the warehouses, but there's a lot of letting and subletting and shell companies and different people that pretend that have ownership of it, and it's the very stuff goes into these containers and someone looks after it for 2 days and then it moves on and no one asks any question and a few people get paid.
Okay, I tend to agree. As I suspected, and from what I know from being around these kind of places myself, there's a lot of activity goes on in the docks. It's used for smuggling and all that kind of stuff, and so I think any specific information about people being there, but basically just we're going to be quite cautious because there's gangs and thieves operating in that area, so we're just got to take it easy when we're down
there. Can I do a perception check to see if I understand him?
If you want, but that could get really fucking tedious.
I'll say it slowly for Zaga. Zaga, we just have to be very careful and cautious.
I got a 15. I understand him.
You're starting to get it.
Grand. It's good to know you're starting to get me mixed up there.
I didn't understand that part.
Perfect. So, what would you like to do? Like I say, you can. There's bits you can. You don't have to go and do a job straight away. You can go to the beer port and scout and explore and look, or you can go there and do whatever you want. You don't have to do the whole thing in one hit. So it's up to you where you go from here, or whether you just go for it in the middle of the day.
Shall we go and try and scope the place?
Yeah, I feel like that's the best idea.
Sounds good to me.
Definitely the best course of action
there. Perfecto. So you make your way south, past the silent dagger, over the bridge, and as you cross the bridge, it's quite a from where the river runs through Redvant. Let me get the map so I don't make a mistake on this. Where the beer port runs on, the bridge itself isn't that high. So not much passes underneath, and you know that the river just runs. It kind of runs through the city and then runs south into the border forest. So not much goes south past the river. Most of the dock work is on the sea part of it, or there's a bit that runs across the river, but not much actually passes down and through these bridges. So it's actually a fairly low bridge. You wouldn't see many larger ships get past it. And you cross over the river, and it's not the nicest. It's like a river that runs out to sea. It's not the nicest. It's very silty, very brown dark, and this is a river that comes out and runs past, takes some of the border forest kind of tree gunk out into it. So it's not the cleanest, most beautiful river, and also a lot of the beer port probably chunk a load of their wastewater from all their processes into the river as well. So it's got an interesting smell as you make your way across the bridge into the beer port, aptly named. And this is a massive activity. These are much larger warehouses, talking 2 or 3 story high brick buildings. A lot of movement on the roads at this time of day. Lots of carts rolling backwards and forwards. Lots of big bay doors that are opened, with carts being loaded up. But as you, it kind of has a really across the bridge runs one big central promenade, big wide road that runs from the bridge all the way to the edge of the sea, and you were given the kind of directions of which warehouse roughly you should be looking at. as you make your way over the bridge into Beerport. Cars moving, people going backwards and forwards, steam going off in certain places, lots of shouting in general.
Cars?
No, it's like cars. It's
Oh.
steam going off. Cut.
It did sound like you said
Carts.
cars.
Oh, sorry, carts. Cut.
Oh,
Horse and carriage,
carts.
mate. Yeah, carts.
Like the fish.
Cart.
That's a carp.
The horse and
Oh,
cart.
okay. Okay, that makes more sense. That's great.
There's a lot of fish for
Carbs walking around.
Carps walking around. Yeah, cool. So that's what you agreed with. You can make your way down however you want across the kind of main promenades, dancing between to find the warehouses. They're all lined up fairly in fairly standard format as the brewing company is taking certain bits. You see the big signs across the ones like closest to the edge of the sea, the larger warehouses with a big sign over the top that says the Red Brewing Company. What would you like to do?
Can we see the warehouse in question?
Yeah, you can make your way down to the warehouse in question as you're walking down, and you can see where this side is, which is the kind of river side, rather than the sea side, so the west side of Beerport rather than the east side. The warehouses are a lot smaller. These ones with smaller ports onto the river, again, they don't output as much. A lot of these look like storage warehouses, so a lot of them have the kind of wooden spiked palisade walls, either walls built up themselves or the spikes on top of the walls that round off these individual units, which are like just about 2-story high warehouses, not many windows, big doors on the front, and the kind of gates that you into each of them as you go down, kind of unit by unit by unit by unit, all kind of cut and paste. So you make your way up, and yeah, the one in question, it's like there's a line of 4 or 5 of them as you go down, and the one in question you were told to watch out for. You can see the markings of it as you kind of make your approach towards.
Is there any kind of vantage point that lets us look over the gate?
No vantage to look over the gate. You can walk past the gate. The gate itself isn't isn't the same as the wall, so it's more of a like security gate, like a trellis metal gate, rather than the walls themselves, which are brick walls with the kind of spikes around the outside to stop people climbing over. But the gates themselves, you can walk up to the gate and have a look and just have a little scout at the front of the building.
Could I go up and do it stealthily?
Yes.
Kind of look through the
So
bars?
give me, as you're approaching in, if you're all going there, give me perception checks, everyone. See who gets what.
13.
18.
7.
Yeah.
Also an 18.
Nice.
I got a 17.
Nice. So yeah, 18s and 17s. As you're, you kind of like nonchalantly walking just up the road, trying to pass up and down without seeing much. You notice that one, as you look through, you can see the warehouse. It looks like a warehouse. There's probably a 15-foot gap between the wall and the warehouse. So like a gap between, they sit conformed, and as you pass by a few of these, you see they're all pretty conformed. Like there's fence about 15 foot, and then there's just the warehouse that's there. It's a very decent sized warehouse, probably 40, 50 foot wide. Goes back, you think about the same probably, and you can see the big doors at the front. So you're like, okay, looks like a warehouse. There might be some standard doors. There's obviously a route to move around the outside if you wanted to. You do notice at the front, whilst there's no movement on the warehouse, it looks locked and shut up. There are a few guys stood just inside of the security fence, just kind of sat around on a few barrels and chairs, just sat there. Just look like nondescript workers. With their 18s, you'll see that they have a few armaments, like they've got the odd sword and piece, but nothing that looks too out of the ordinary, like a club or two.
I won't recognise what creatures they are, unless they're basic creatures.
Yeah, well, and as you, yeah, they look like humans or human variants. They're like human workers. They don't look like anything special as you pass by.
Hey,
So
look,
is this-
you else. without the pale hair. And not quite as tall.
I don't think that they're elves, Saga.
No, I think that you should have a cheer on by the looks of it.
How boring. Imagine having a human in your pie.
So, is this warehouse, is it sort of in the middle of a row of warehouses, or is it at the end?
Yeah. So the middle of the road. So if you imagine like these are like copy and paste, so they're to either side of it by like two, there are these same looking warehouse, big square brick warehouses that are built within confinements of walls that look like they either rented out or used for whatever. But they each have their own fence, they each have their own gate on the front, and they look like just to be storage warehouses, which kind of makes sense from being on the riverside of the beer port.
I've got a plan, guys.
What's that?
I'm gonna go up to the gate, and I'm gonna tell them I'm a traveling bard performing for wandering around money. And I'll sing them a song, and I'll see if they can get the others out of the warehouse so we can count how many of them there are for a performance.
That doesn't actually sound like a bad idea.
How close are the guards to the gate?
So they're right at the front gate, so they're sat the other side of it, so they look like they're sat watching the gate, but they're not. Then they're still like 20 foot back to where the actual warehouse is itself. So the warehouse as you've walked past looks like it's shut up and locked up from the front doors, the big front like runner doors, and there's these kind of like three guys just dotted about at the front, sat around.
Is there a way to the rear of the warehouses? Is there access around the back?
Probably would be.
I mean, is it able? Are we able to get to the back of the warehouses?
You could, if you went a different way out and around, you could probably work your way down. They butt right up to the river. You could.
I could.
That's kind of my thing.
I could try a distraction.
I was going to
You're not
say,
exploding anything, are you?
if one of you is ready to distract them, I could maybe try and sneak in there. I'm small. I'm quite stealthy.
Trouble is, if you get caught,
You'll be on your own.
Yeah, true.
Well, we'll see if we can get them to open the gate for the performance. That way, if we have to, we can just fucking charge.
I mean, maybe charging isn't the best course of action here, but would it be?
No, that's only if you get caught sneaking.
How many guards are there?
You can see three sat just out the front here. And
How
they're
far away are they?
They're right close to the gate.
They're right next to the gate. So they're on top of the gate. From you guys, I'm assuming you're staying back and let the kind of traffic pass by. You're not stood right next to them, being shifty as fuck.
Yeah.
So you're like a good.
just having a conversation right next to the gate.
Like looking at them, like, do you think we can get these guys to? And they're like, I can hear you. You're stood next to me. What the fuck, man? Yeah. So you guys are like letting the traffic pass by, and they're not paying attention to be there. So like three of them are just sat around. Two of them are pulled up like barrels or boxes. One of them sat on a chair, and they're just like having a chat. And they're there to watch the gate, but it doesn't look like they're not there on high alert waiting to shank someone.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen if Zaga asks them? I mean, they could say no, and we'll just have to think of a plan B. But asking if they want to listen to his beautiful singing voice, I can't see a problem with that.
I mean, it allows us to know how many people are in there, but it doesn't mean we can get in there, you know what I mean?
Ooh, I could do a light show.
We don't need to get in right at this very moment, do we? I thought we're here to scout it out rather than going straight in.
We need to maybe try and see how we could possibly get in first, though. I mean,
or how about? Zaga,
did you say the spikes all the way along here?
Yeah. So the wall. So it's not overly. It's probably about a 10-foot high wall, like spiked fence combo. But yeah, if you imagine, they're just like wooden pipes that have been, like in the forest.
Yeah.
And they've got the spikes on the top there, and that just runs down to the sides.
How about Zaga asked, play him a song. Arthur, you can do your light show to go along with that.
Yeah, I can be a what's the word? It's not groupie, a roadie.
And maybe the rest of us kind of try and get a little look around the side or something like that, or around to see if there's any other way that we could possibly get in.
I mean, I used to go hunting and track quite a lot in the forest, so I'm quite good at being quite sneaky. So I could try and quietly go and see if there's any other way around.
Me too. I mean, I'm very, 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 very sneaky there too. So we could probably go and do that while they distract them.
I'm a bit disappointed I'm going to miss the song, but I mean, it's worth a go.
Let's try it.
Okay.
You guys don't get yourself in positions. Big Red, come with me.
Got it.
And with that, we go and approach the gate.
Nice. So you walk up to the gate. These guys pay little to no attention to you until you get right up to the front of the gate and kind of.
Yeah.
Once they realise you're stood there, not moving, kind of stop their conversation. Look up and say, "Hello, can I help
Hey
you?"
guys. How you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, so I don't know if you've heard of me, but I'm a traveling bard from the Isle of Draka. I've performed at the Silent Dagger Inn now, and I get a good reception, so I'm going around town seeing if I can earn some money by doing performances for the local people. And you guys look bored as shit guarding this warehouse.
You
I
want
think
to?
they're working here, not guarding it.
Yeah. Guarding.
But you're sitting around doing fuck all looking bored. So how about a song? This big red guy I got here, he puts on a hell of a light show with it.
So you're a travelling bard.
Hell yeah.
Walking around the warehouse district of Beerport trying to find work after you were singing in a pub last night to, stop us guarding this warehouse.
Well, the pub's dead at lunchtime, right? We're not going to get any business there, and I still need to make money.
I think you might want
I
to...
figured hard-working people might need some entertainment.
Yeah, no. This has been entertaining enough. How about you move along? We don't need anything now. Do you know what? We'll come to the Silent Dagger tonight, and we'll see you there.
Well, why don't I give you a taste now? Shit, and we can see how it goes.
I suggest...
I cast thaumaturgy and cough really loudly.
The guy at the front stops, and the other two behind him, like, stopping the gun. The two behind stand up now. They're all stood now, watching. The two behind the one guy that's there kind of take a few steps back from where they are. No, why don't you just go on? I'm sure you've got a lovely voice, but why don't you just, fuck off, leave us be, and we'll come and see you later. We don't need anything right now. Like you say, we are hard at work.
I'm trying to make some lunch money here. Come on, work with me, guys.
You're starting to piss me off, mate. So why don't you fuck off, yeah, and then we'll come and see you later. We don't need any sing songs from...
Stop playing!
Fucking thing.
And I forget that I've still got thaumaturgy on and I say it really loudly.
And as he said it, I'm like, fuck it. I pull out my loot.
We've kind of, at this point, snuck round. Can we see all this happening?
So where would you other guys like to be going? Don't you fucking start singing. I'll chop your tongue off. So they're at the front. These three guys that are there are definitely looking at what the fuck is going on. So you have... and the way that the walls are built, right, they can only see out from that gate. So if you've gone to the left or right of the wall, you won't be visible to them. I can check.
What are the...
Oh, cool.
I was going to say, what are the walls between the warehouse units like? Are they got spikes on top?
Yeah. So if you I'll just put it on the map. So if you imagine, they are this unit here, even higher, as these walls. So this wall then backs onto the next unit. So you've got this unit, and then you've got a copy that side, a copy that side. These are just like purpose-built big warehouse.
All the walls have spikes on.
All the walls have spikes on. So this is just like security. This is a secure storage unit that is like rented out to people that you can put your stuff in here. It's got a wall around the outside, so no one's going to try and sneak in. And you can pay to put your guards on the front if you want to put one. And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you look at they're just copy paste warehouses with. It's like a secure storage unit essentially. But
so we can only really get in either from... We can't go to the side of it because that would be in the side of another warehouse. So we can only
you can have a look at what's going on with the other warehouses and see if...
My thinking was maybe if one of the other warehouses isn't as secure as this one, and the walls like between them didn't have spikes, so we could maybe get
The
over that wall,
spikes are
but
there. You might
before
be able
the
to get.
spikes
They might not be as well guarded, so you might be able to get to one of the side walls and get yourself over, but you're not going to be able to. You're going to be just like you're going to be going over the wall and then either peeking first or hoping that no one's there when you go over. But yeah, one of the warehouses to the left or right might not have as many guards out in the front, or they might not be as well guarded.
Yeah.
So you could try that. But yeah, as it stands,
It's
These
just
side
spike
walls-
walls, so that's something.
Yeah,
These
spike
spike walls are linked to both warehouses next to each other.
Yeah,
There's not a gap in between
no,
the two
it's
spike
like
walls.
warehouse
Okay.
wall, and the wall is an adjoining wall. Warehouse wall,
Okay,
warehouse wall.
okay.
Yeah. It's like they put the walls in and they built the warehouse in it, and it is a copy and paste. Like they all look exactly the same.
I'm guessing mechanics wise, to get over a spiked wall is going to have like a higher roll than
Yes.
a normal wall.
Yeah, it's definitely doable. But yeah, getting over it is, and they're like, and it works both ways. You can't see through them, and they can't see out of them. So like, even if you guys were just out the front to the side, and they're here, they can't see you here because it's a brick wall with then thick wooden slats. So there's no like peeking through.
Sorry if you said this already. How tall are the walls?
About 10 foot.
10
foot.
foot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm 4 foot off. How tall are you, Corin?
I'm 3'2".
Wow, why you gotta do that? Like, sorry, I'm really tall. How tall are you?
I do have roll
halfling.
codes.
Everyone on everyone's shoulders.
I was just thinking,
Have you got a long coat?
I could take Corin over to see what was happening in the warehouse, but maybe we should have bought Zaga.
Remember also, you've
Dagger's
all,
about the same height.
you've all got stuff in your bags, which aren't weapons.
Yeah,
So
I've got
you have a
ropes
load
up
of
in
you've got
those
most of you got ropes. Some of you got like climbing stuff,
Yeah.
which random. You got a whole load of really random shit that could also help in these situations. But yeah, essentially, you've got a wall. You're gonna have to vault yourself over or get yourself vaulted over. Okay, so whilst you guys are you gonna?
I guess we would have. Did we split like either side?
Yeah, we look both sides and then maybe meet again to report what we found.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna start heading further up towards the next warehouse.
Mhm.
Then
And I'll
Just
go
to-
down to the house further down.
Okay, cool. Can you two give me perception checks? The singing boy. Do you start playing?
Well, I strummed the loot, and I'm
Yeah.
looking to see if there's any reaction from these workers.
They're still the two of them are now. You can see that they're alert now. The two of them behind the one the one at the front is staring at you, telling you to fuck off essentially. And you're getting the loot out, and he's ready to be like, "What you fucking? I'm telling you to fucking get out of here now." So you feel like the situation is getting a little bit heated. The two behind are ready. They're not drawing weapons, but they're readying themselves for something to go on.
Okay, I'm not going to start sleeping. I'm going to say, hey, what's with all the fucking hostility? Can I see your manager? I turn Karen.
Yep, you've gone full Karen. I suggest you just keep backing up, move on, go and play somewhere else. Let's not ruin this lovely morning here. Yeah, so just go on, move along. It'll all be fine.
Whilst this is happening and he's doing this, I've taken what have I taken? I've got my pipe and I've cast light on it and I'm attempting to juggle behind him.
Nice. You want to roll a performance check?
That is a 9.
Yep, cool. It's like barely passing for juggling. You're throwing it and catching it. Cool. So yeah, the two of them must have. If you imagine the ones there, the two of them have got eyes on you both, so they can see. They've stepped away from that central guy, so if something goes down, that they're ready. They're just waiting. They're not saying anything. And the guy at the front is just like, just go on, just fucking move. And he's just stood staring at you, waiting to essentially see you fucking disappear, so we can go back to sit now.
While they're about to get beaten up,
Mm-hmm.
can I check for any boxes or like crates that I can step on to look over the wall?
Out in the main road, there's nothing. This main road that runs out here is just cobblestone, like flatter cobblestone. It's not horrible because they're moving into goods, but it's just people moving backwards and forwards with carts and bits. There's nothing loose around that you'll be able to find. Not on the street anyway.
It's a shame.
I got a 13 in my perception.
I got a 22.
Oh, freaking hell. So on 13, when you look at the one to the south and look around, you can see same sort of thing. There's a few guards looking around. You can see they're kind of doing a little bit of a patrol, walking around. No one at the actual gate itself, but there you can see that there's the odd one or two guards moving around. You can only see two. You don't see anyone else. But again, you see them moving about. 22 on the one to the north. This warehouse is again all locked up and shut up there. And you see that there is just one guy posted towards the back. And as you're looking around, you like this with a 22. You can see that there's around like the door. You can see where there's like tufts of grass and stuff have grown. And along the main like runway where you'd load of stuff, there's a bit more like it looks a bit more unkempt. This one.
Yeah.
And you're like, It doesn't look like stuff moves through here very often. So maybe like, is it empty or is there just less guards on it, because it's clearly hasn't been used in a while and no one's running backwards and forwards through it, so maybe this might be a good one to try and get if we're going to try and do anything. You can see there's a station there for someone to be sat down. You can see there's one guy sat there now, again paying absolutely diddly squat. Like he's not perceptive at all. He's just sat fucking on a chair having a little snooze because he's there. But yeah, as you look with the 22, you pick up those bits where you're like, hang on, the door doesn't look like it's been open for months, like many months. So maybe this is a bit less used.
Okay.
Yeah, I make my way over to one.
Cool. Where are you guys?
Yeah, I make my way back over as well.
Did you guys find anything?
So, go.
That place I looked at, it's pretty similar to this one. There's some guards walking around. I could only see two, but they're patrolling by the looks of it. So probably no better than this one really.
So, the one to the north, I could only see one guy in there, and to be honest, he looked as if you could easily sneak past him anyway, and it very much looks like it's not getting used very often, so this could be a good entry point.
Oh, sounds a lot more promising than the other two. Might be worth waiting to see what it's like at night time, with lights and stuff like that.
Definitely, yeah.
But
But this is looking more promising.
As I was walking past, Saga isn't having any luck dancing. I think that Arta was, I don't know, throwing and catching with one hand, but they don't seem to be buying it. So I think we definitely need to come when it's a bit darker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll maybe wait a bit of time, because they're probably going to be more alert now that these two clowns have been, milling around.
Back at the gate.
Yep.
Turn around, let's see Art juggling. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to save that shit for when I'm singing.
I told you to sing. Why didn't you start singing?
I turn back to the gate. I'm like, fine. You want to come to the silent dagger later? You do that. Just make sure you bring plenty of copper for tips.
We will see you there, I'm sure.
And with that, we turn around and leave.
And as we're walking away, I say to him, I bet they don't show, but I still got thaumatism.
They watch, and the other two kind of relax a bit more. The first guy just watches and waits till he loses sight of you before kind of going back to sitting down.
So, when did you guys find out?
So, the place to the north looks like a possible entry point. It's less guarded and doesn't look like it has much traffic for it. So,
Yeah, the place to the south is pretty much the same as that one. It's a couple of guys walking around patrolling, but so probably a no-go. But I think we should wait and see what it's like at night time. See how many guards there are, see what that lighting's like. Maybe probably easier to get at night. Can somebody translate that for Zaga there?
We're going to wait until it's dark and try the north or south route in.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Farron.
My pleasure.
Perfect. Cool.
So what time is it now?
So it was. So with a bit of scouting, moving around, it's just coming through to midday. So you can choose to go get yourself like a bit of provisions and sit and watch. Get some post yourself up, try and blend in with what's going on here, and scout the place throughout the day into the evening. Or you can just go to the pub or go somewhere else and do something else the rest of the day. Come back.
Oh, we can go to the pub.
You can go to the pub and get drunk before if you want. You
No,
got pay for this.
Think about it. See what it's like. Keep an eye on the place.
So we're coming back here this evening.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can. I'll stay here and watch. See what the comings are like.
I go find some lunch and go find a park with a fountain and sit and maybe get some bread to feed some ducks.
Nice.
How much silver is that going to cost me? Or bronze? Or copper? What?
It'd be copper. Yeah, just a couple of copper. Get some
Nice.
bread and lunch. Yeah, it's not expensive.
And feed bread for ducks.
Yeah, that's
Very
enough.
important.
Two would be enough.
I see these ducks in front of Arthur at the park, and I try and catch one to eat it.
Come on in, Rocky.
I cast told the no.
Show me staying out. You spend your time trying to catch ducks. Ducks are pretty quick. What's your dexterity modifier?
Dex +5.
Well, you're pretty nippy yourself.
Oh no, +3. Sorry, I was looking at the saving throws. +3.
There we go. You chase around. I mean, you spend enough time in there, you can try and catch duck. You do notice the people out that are in the park are looking at you slightly odd as this small kobold is running around trying to catch ducks in this quite peaceful park, whilst there's a tiefling behind him trying to feed them.
I'm looking at them weird because I don't know what any of them are.
Nice. It's going on well.
Do I catch a duck?
Roll 3 dexterity checks.
3.
Acrobatics. Yeah, ducks are quick.
Oh, Dex or acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Okay, let me start again.
So how nimble you are.
First one, 15.
Yeah.
Second one, 16. Last one, 23.
Fucking shit. Yeah, you catch a duck.
I just look. I see this happen,
Please.
and I'm like, oh, this is funny, and then I see him catch the
Yeah.
duck, and there's just a look of horror on my face,
I-
and then I turn away.
as
I
you-
turn away, pretending I don't know him, and continue to feed the rest of the ducks.
Yeah. So you catch a duck. What would you like to do with the duck?
I noticed the look of disgust on the people in the park's faces.
There's an audible gasp from a woman as you catch a duck and look at it like you're going to eat it. She's like,
I hold the duck by the neck and try and find a dark, secluded corner to eat it.
nice. You can easily go and find one. People see you walking off with a duck. There's no two ways about it. Let's hope you're not trying to be a famous. Let's try to hope you're not trying to be a famous singer in a city anywhere where you might be known for murdering ducks.
Well, I've only had one performance, or 2 performances so
I
far,
know.
but on the same night. So, my reach hasn't quite spread yet.
Fucking hell. Cool.
Are you effectively going to be like Ozzy, just have a duck on stage with you instead?
I find a dark, secluded corner and I wring the duck's neck and eat it raw.
Nice. Who was staying behind to scout?
I was.
Anybody else?
I'm
Oops.
close by, but I'm sat cross-legged just writing because I've decided that I'm going to document my travels. So I'm
nice.
writing what we've got up to so far,
So
but not that we're going to break into a warehouse.
yeah, okay. So
Well,
those
I can
Imagine it's got like a diary with like
Yeah.
a diary of like pink letters all over the front.
It does have
But-
enough glitter,
all the
Yeah,
crimes.
glitter.
and I'm using a bright purple quill, which after the stream I will send you a picture of.
All of all of the crimes written in a nice book that's going to be left somewhere and you're going to find it. So for those that want to stay behind to scout, I'll need a stealth check. So your ability to guide it. So what you're trying to do if you want to stay behind is stay out of sight and keep an eye on what's going on in the movements that are there. The guards are a little bit more alert than they were before because of the fuckwittery at the front gate. But yeah, if you want to do a stealth check first, anyone that wants to stay behind, and then a perception check.
I got a 17 for stealth.
Nice.
And dirty 20 for perception.
Oh, nice. Was anyone else staying behind, or was it just you?
I think I'm gonna head like back into the main part of town for a bit and try and find the church to maybe speak to some of the druids in there.
Cool. So yeah, when you're 17, you feel yourself you're pretty hidden, and you move about. You don't stay one spot, and you're kind of used to this work as well, Corin. So you dot about, getting different angles, as you notice on there. You see as it starts to get into the evening, through the afternoon, that the three guards change over, and you see actually on the changeover with a what do you get, 23?
No, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, dirty 20. That you see that 4 guards change over. So you see 3 that left, and another one comes out, and you see another 4 go in. They have like a brief chat at the gate, switch over, and you see the 4 go in there. You notice that the 4 on the knights, the front tends to be less guarded, not sat around. So you don't know whether they're sat on corners watching or patrolling around, but you seem to see him pass a few times. But you know there's 4 in there, and you know that they're not just sat out the front as it gets to the early evening, for the start part of the shift as well, at least.
Do the group that left head to the Silver Dagger? Silent Dagger.
You can do it. I suppose it's where you would have agreed to meet, and what time you would have agreed to come back.
I think he means the guards.
Oh, yeah, the guards.
The guards going to the Silent Dagger.
He doesn't care about us. He just wants to perform.
You're not there to see. Are you going to the Silent Dagger? You're eating a duck in the moment in the middle of the pond.
No, I'm going to turn back up at the warehouse district with a few new duck feathers in my hand.
Yeah. Of course, you don't know where they went.
I see Faywin writing. I'm like, hey, could you use a duck feather as a quill?
No, it's actually from a mystic creature.
Well, the duck was pretty tasty.
You mean you ate it?
I mean, that's what they're for, right?
I look really upset by this because I am one with nature.
I am nature. Von, as you kind of dot around the city as you're dancing back forward, you are trying to find like where they're. You'd have probably been to Allhearth at least once, where they have like more of a almost like a cathedral district. Like there's like a religious district, and a lot of times it's butt up with whatever the principal building of control is. So is there a fort or a castle there, or in Allhearth it's like where the Commonwealth is run from. In Redvant, you struggle like hell to find anything of the sort. And then you find towards the very, very south, really right towards the south of Redvant, the south gate that goes to the border forest. There's a small area which is mainly populated, as you kind of are pointed that direction by wood elves, and it's kind of what's the best way of it? It is almost like a border control. So it's mainly populated by the wood elves. It's kind of the south of Redvant then goes past the river into the border forest, and it's a place they call the Old Bridge because there's an old bridge there, where there's a few outhouses, buildings, and you do see that there is a cathedral. What is prepped as a cathedral there? It's not. It's just a very small hut that they use for. And you can see that there's a lot more of the wood elves around, and you recognise them as the kind of border control. In Old Bridge, but it's outside of the city.
Okay.
Is there anything particular you were looking for there?
Well, I was going to try and get some sort of information on the city, if there was anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, in terms of from the faith side, less so. But yeah, if you were to strike up, and the wood elves that are there recognize not who you are, but who you are as in your race, and where like you would have come from, and the coloration of your skin as well, being slightly paler will mark you out as being like a West Coast wood elf rather than East Coast. The West Coast wood elves are slightly paler than the East Coast side. The guys that work around here are actually slightly light colour, probably closer to Feywind's skin tone, where yours is much whiter. So when you get down there, you'll be able to find them and be able to strike up a conversation with them.
What is the cathedral? Is it just all the cathedral, the place of prayer? Is it for all the gods, or is there particular gods for each?
In Allhearth they have a cathedral for each god, but here they just have like a place of worship, and it's like a tent as part of the border control, rather than what you're used to seeing as a full cathedral. But they kind of share. So some towns will have, like the big cities, Allhearth has cathedral for each of the gods. This isn't unusual to see kind of all-purpose Nine Sisters places of worship, because not everywhere wants a cathedral / needs one / is going to spend money putting them all in.
Okay, I'm going to spend a little bit of time praying to the goddess of you name that? Eastra, goddess of animals, and then probably start a conversation with one of the wood elves in there. So I'm gonna ask, like, so how familiar are you with the town here?
The town, we tend to stay out of the town as much as possible. We know the dealings that go on in Redvant. Our dealings here, it's to ensure a balance. We do enough. We let enough trade come through to enable Eden, which is the big elf kind of capital of the West Coast. It's south from Redvant, so we let the trade happen, and we monitor trade going through. We understand how Redvant works, and some of the goings on there are less than legal. So we try to keep our role to a minimum. We know some of the guards go into Redvant for the odd day, the odd party here and there, and we turn a blind eye where we can. But yes, we try to keep our influence just to the border, and stay as close to the forest as possible. Why? Is there anything particular you need to know?
Just general queries, really. To anyone in particular, like, is there any particular people to look out for, just to keep myself safe while in the city?
I mean, always be wary of anything that the Coven are running, and then he goes on to explain, like, the Coven are. I think I explained a bit before. They're like the group of tieflings, almost all predominantly women, who run Redvant, but the Coven is their like underbelly side. So they try to run it as a proper town, and they have some front-facing members, but the Coven is this kind of unknown entity that owns lots of things. So it's thought that the Coven owns the Red Brewing Company. The Coven owns most of the inns in some way, shape or form. The Coven is said to have some links with the Red Hoods, who are like a kind of thieves guild that runs out of Redfern as well, but they don't know that much about them. So he kind of just warns you off, just like tieflings sometimes you have to be careful of, because you don't know who's working for who's aligned with who, are they Coven or not Coven. So just always be a little bit wary of tieflings. Obviously there's a lot of tieflings in Redfern.
Yeah, of course.
And other than that, it's just they just say, look, just make sure you hold on to your purses, your coin purse, because And you never know who's trying to swindle something, one way, shape, or form. Be very clear. Go in, go out. And like I said, they go in and just trade, just go out. Some of the younger elves do go in there for like the odd night of spending money, and they usually come away losing quite a lot of their gold. As like young military men that get day leave and go into Redvant to get pissed up and then come out again. But yeah, mainly it just says to watch out for a few of them, just to look out, just watch for anything that the Coven might own, because you don't really want to fuck with them, but they don't. You can't give any information because no one really knows that much.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's been very helpful. Thank you.
No, it's good. And if you want to come down and use the church again, just let us know.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can I head back out towards town?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you head back out. I'm assuming you all rendezvous at a point that you've made known to each other in Beerport.
I want to do something slightly just before we all meet up.
Yep.
I know Faywin's not been that far for me. I've noticed she's been writing something.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if I can sneak up on her.
Yeah.
Sneaky bastard.
Roll a stealth check.
That would be a 17.
17. Beats your passive perception. Fail, I'm pretty sure.
Sorry?
What's your passive perception? From the left in the little boxes.
It's underneath the saving throws.
Oh,
It's a top
sorry. Passive. 14.
14. So yes, you don't
Okay,
hear Colin sneaking up.
I just want to sort of sneak up behind her. She's still sitting on the floor writing.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of glance over her shoulder, sort of see if I can notice what she's been writing. That's like some of it, the gist of it.
What language would you be writing in?
Elvish.
Do you speak Elvish?
No, I don't. So I wouldn't understand
So
that.
you can see she's writing, but you can't read what she's writing.
I'm writing really frantically. Like, imagine Hermione Granger in Philosopher's Stone when she's taking notes. That's
Now,
fine.
What's your body language like? What's like facial expression like? What's your body language like?
Like, tongue out of the side of my mouth, really concentrating on what I'm writing.
Okay, so as I'm I've snuck up and I'm behind her. I go, "What you doing there, Farin?"
I jump out of my skin and nearly shit myself. Corin, I like to keep note. I think it's really important. I've learnt so much from scrolls and about Great Ashling, and I want to be part of that history. So I'm just writing about my adventures so far.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do you mind if I write about you, Corin? I've not met many halflings, and it'd be really great just to document that as part of my adventure.
What about me in what way?
Just that I've met you and kind of how we met. It's a bit like, have you ever kept a journal or like a diary? It's kind of like that.
No, I mean, my sister was all for that kind of stuff. It's not my kind of thing, but sure. I don't mind that so much.
Okay, great, because I've already written about you, and
Oh, you have?
yeah, all good things. But I really must get on and carry on writing because it's starting to get dark. It's starting to get dark.
Yeah, it's starting to get to the evening now. So yeah, it would be the like early evening, between like 7.
My reasoning for this, sort of out of character, is Corin finds it very hard to trust people. So he trusts solely after stuff that's gone on in his life, and those for him, those people who I've got it written down somewhere.
Sing those people who sing songs loudly. Really.
Same. Yeah. Those who seem like the fairest and like like they say those who seem to have nothing to hide. For him, seems to be the ones that have the most to hide, and he really wants to like and trust Farin because she reminds him of his sister. She comes across very sort of kind and caring, generally nice person, but because he's been stung by people like that before, he's very more suspicious of those kind of people at the same time.
Yeah.
So he's just
keep an eye.
Although he wants to like her a lot, he's also quite suspicious that she seems so naturally good that he thinks there must be something
Yeah,
hidden in the past, perhaps. So
And
that's where he's
she's completely naive
Yeah.
to picking that up. So she just thinks that you're asking because you care, and she wants to show you what she's writing because she thinks you'll learn from it. And she's just an absolute...
He does kind of, he wants to care, but he's very sort of held back, and he's at the same time, surely nobody's this sort of good.
I like it.
But when it comes to Zaga, he's pretty open book. You know, he kills ducks. He's weird. Arthur seems a bit silly. He's also not so sure on one yet.
Arthur shivers. Like someone's just walked over his grave.
Yeah.
Wanting another duck.
God, you fucking duck killer. Right. So you'll meet back up, and it's I've got what month it was, January. So was it January or was it February?
Early Feb, you said.
Early February.
It's early Feb. So it gets dark quite quick. So yeah, it's getting to like 6, 7 p.m. The light is dipping down now. You've got the knowledge you had of what you've seen before. Corin's picked up some additional information from scouting out and can pass that around with the number of guards and how they're moving. But yeah, I think being as it's 11, you are at the point of it being evening. You have some information and you are at the beer port. Might be a good place to stop there.
I'm doing an all-night. I don't know about you.
That's fine with me.
Don't say that now.